KCM.
Chris, is that you?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Did you get to have any supper?
Yeah, like lunch supper.
Yeah,
you ever get a day off?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, huh?
Yep, Sunday.
We do too. There is 3 minutes on the clock, so whenever it's convenient for you, we'll be ready.
All right. Do you want 3 minutes or do you want like 30 seconds?
You can come on in about a minute from now if you want to.
All right. Five, 4, 3, 2.
Good afternoon, folks. Don Tyson, Dustin Taggart, Ken Kroll coming to you from the Anadarko Warrior Fieldhouse. We've got the finals set up tonight for the 2019 Caddo County High School Basketball Tournament. We've had 26 games starting Monday morning at about 10 a.m. and here we are, what we've been looking forward to all week, 2 championship games, Woodcop Broxton and Surreal girls and Carnegie and Surreal boys. Dustin, what are your thoughts on the week so far?
Well, it's interesting. I was just looking at the bracket here. The seeds have held here from the girls' bracket, and it's a lot of times difficult to do. We've had this many ball games, but this has probably been one of the better girls' tournaments that we've had in a long time. We've had a lot of close ball games, and I go down the wire in all brackets, and so it's just all through and through one of the better girl tournaments we've had in a long time.
Kim, do you have any thoughts as the strains of Oklahoma blare over the loudspeaker?
Well, it took 26 games to get to this point, so we've got 2 left, and really impressed with both these teams. Look forward to a great night of basketball.
Playing on the loudspeaker, and you can tell everybody in the gym is enthused about being here. It's everybody standing and clapping, and this song is completed. I'm sure we'll have a national anthem, and so at that time we will pause for the national anthem before we tip off this championship game between the Surreal Lady Pirates and the Fort Cobb Broxton Lady Mustangs. Thanks for joining us, folks. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. We're certainly glad to be here. Appreciate the opportunity that we've had all week to be here, and I'd like to thank CK Energy for sponsoring the tournament all week on the air. Appreciate that very much. Public address announcer now is making his welcome. We're going to be set for the national anthem. We'll pause for that.
As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem as we're set to go. Fort Cobb Broxton Lady Mustangs will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. They're in their road royal blue uniforms, white numbers, trimmed in red. The Lady Mustangs are coached by Mr. Blake Clift. They are a Class A school. They have a record of 18 wins and 3 losses, and they're ranked number 8 in Class A final season rankings. Their starters are senior number 12, Avery Wilson, kind of a defensive specialist for the Lady Mustangs. Her sister, Addison Wilson, a sophomore, more of a scoring threat. A sophomore guard, number 21, Jillian Stinson. A senior guard, number 25, Alani Taylor. And a post player, sophomore, number 32, Kelby Edge. Lady Mustangs are coached by Mr. Blake Clift. They defeated Hinton on Tuesday evening, 66-32, and they defeated Mountain View Gotebo last night in the semifinals, 41-37. The number 1 seed in the tournament, the Surreal Lady Pirates. They start a senior, outstanding guard, number 3, Faith Laughlin, a junior, number 11, outstanding three-point shooter, a junior, number 21, Ashley Smith, and a junior, number 25, Grace Young. The Lady Pirates are coached by Mr. Shane McLemore. They have a record of 16 wins and 3 losses, and they are ranked number 4 in Class A. They defeated Apache on Tuesday evening, 58-34, and they defeated Lokiba Sickles last evening, 54-40. So we got 2 top 10 teams here in the class in the Caddo County basketball finals. So what a treat we have in store for you this evening.
Yeah, I think it's probably a lot of folks listening in at this game as playoffs are coming about and wanting to see these 2 ball clubs and see how they play.
The Surreal in the home white uniforms, blue numerals. They will be going right to left on your radio dial. It'll be Grace Young jumping center against Kelby Edge for the Lady Mustangs, and the officials are ready. The ball is in the air, tapped and controlled by the Lady Mustangs. Fort Cobb Broxton will have the first possession of the game. Avery Wilson has the ball way out front. Looks like the Lady Pirates come out in a man-to-man defense. There's a near steal, batted out to Wilson, drives along the right side. Laughlin all over her, bodying her up. Skip pass out to Taylor, left swing to Jill Stinson, and that's a tough luck there because Stinson was wide open. She's a good 3-point shooter from that spot, and the ball just sailed over her head and out of bounds. So an unforced turnover by Fort Cobb Broxton. Lady Pirate team as they've won this county championship 3 years in a row. Lady Mustangs in a man-to-man defense. There's Sydney Johnson try right wing 3. It's hard off the backboard. Alani Taylor clears the board. Kind of forced that shot, it appeared. Taylor now into the front court to Avery Wilson. They'll set up the offense. They're really trying to deny the ball to Addison Wilson, as she is a pretty good offensive catalyst for the Lady Mustangs. In the corner to Stinson, Laughlin on her. Interesting matchups I see across the floor. Avery Wilson tries to drive. He cut off on the baseline. Edge catches a right elbow jump shot. Won't go. Laughlin with the rebound. Racing it down the right side of the floor. 3-on-2. Pull up 15-footer. Off the glass and good. Nice basket by Faith Laughlin as she sprinted it up the floor. Able to get the jump shot in.
Tough angle to use the board.
Yes, it was. Addison Wilson down to Edge. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by the Lady Pirates. It's 2 turnovers early by Fort Cobb. Good defense by Surreal. Laughlin goes by her defender. And I believe she might have traveled, but they call a foul, I believe, and the basket counts. And they want to say the foul is charged to Avery Wilson, and the basket was good on a tough basket by Faith Laughlin, as she appears to be ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, it's kind of what she did last year in the championship game. It's interesting to see the way she starts out in the first quarter.
Free throw short, and it's rebounded by Avery Wilson. Dribbles up to the top of the key. They kind of back off of her a little bit. They're locked up on the other guards. Avery not really known for her scoring ability. She can drive it some, but not really an outside shooter. Crossover dribble into the painted area. Kicks it right corner. Stinson has her shot blocked by Laughlin, but Wilson's there to retrieve it, and she's going to be fouled along the baseline, as that was a pretty good break there for Fort Cobb Broxton. Foul is charged to Rackley. And it'll be Fort Cobb's ball underneath their own basket. That'll be Addison Wilson to inbound. 5:52 opening period. Surreal on top, 4-0. Stinson trying to drive around Loft. Over to Edge. Excuse me. Skip pass over to Wilson. Dribbles in the paint. And the ball is knocked out of bounds off of
Grace Young, I believe.
Went off Wilson's knee, they say, and it'll be turned over to the Lady Pirates, as that's 3 turnovers now. Fort Cobb Broxton in the first 2 minutes. Laughlin walks it across the timeline. Avery Wilson picks her up. This will be the first really half-court set they've really tried. There's a three-pointer from the right corner, no good by Young. Rackley with a rebound on the backside.
Got away with it, yeah.
Dribbles across the lane in the corner, Young with it. Couple of dribbles. Edge backs off of her into the paint. Rackley. And now Laughlin will reset the offense. That's where most of the offense is going to come from, is Laughlin and Johnson. Laughlin on the drive, and there's a shot over Edge, and it's good.
Basket looked like Edge is going to block her.
Wilson into the front court. Guarded closely by Ashley Smith this time. Now her sister Avery. What's the call?
Going to be Ashley Smith with the push.
Okay. That's second foul on the Lady Pirates. First foul on Ashley Smith. Billy Fort Cobb inbounding underneath their basket. Lob pass out front to Alani Taylor. Guarded by Sydney Johnson. Tries to drive. Johnson all over. Finally gets around her. 14-foot runner's good. Just below the free throw line. Good basket there by Alani Taylor. Gets the Lady Mustangs on the board. Laughlin now down the floor, setting up the offense. Holding high. Long three-pointer. And that one's going to be short and it'll sail out of bounds. She was 5 feet beyond the three-point arc on that attempt. I know she can make them. I saw them last night. So
that's one of those you'd kind of let her shoot, though.
Yeah, you don't really want to guard her out that far because she'll drive around you. Wilson now on the drive over to Stinson. Mustangs haven't really got an open shot yet. The last one they made, Taylor, was a tough bucket in the lane. Now they're going to lob it to Edge, and it's too high and out of bounds.
She was kind of leaning the wrong direction when the ball went there, and then she couldn't change the direction and get to where it came down.
That's 4 turnovers already on the Lady Mustangs. As Mariah Gonzalez will come in, replacing Kelby Edge for the Lady Mustangs. Mariah Gonzalez has had an outstanding tournament. Scored 22 points. She's very quick. 3:48 to play, opening period. Right side Laughlin. Wilson get a screen on Wilson. Bounce pass to Grace Young. Shot good. Just left of the lane, and it's 8-2. Young was wide open off of a good feed from Laughlin, as she'll draw a crowd when she dribbles in the paint. Wilson dribbling in the lane over to Stinson. To Gonzalez, drives by her defender, all the way in, layup no good, too high off the glass. Stinson with a good rebound. Out to Addison Wilson, guarded closely by Ashley Smith, all the way down, left-handed layups, no good. And the Lady Pirates come away with it. Laughlin kicks it ahead to Brooklyn Rackley, and she lays it in for 2.
And she got a little extra step in there, too. She caught her off balance, but she straightened it up and made the basket, and they let it go.
That's a couple of times I've seen that so far. It's 10-2 now. Lady Pirates on top, as Fort Cobb has just not really done anything on offense much. Wilson with it way out front, as the Pirates are playing they play really good defense. That's about all you can say. They lock you up on the perimeter. It's hard to drive on them.
They're not big, but they're very athletic and very quick, and they use their hands and feet well.
There's Stinson, gets by Laughlin, shot off the glass and good, as Stinson got loose along the baseline. 10-4. Johnson into the front court. Taylor picks her up and tries to pass it over to Taylor, and she knocks it away. And there's going to be
dribble it again. It cost her. They had a 3-on-1 break going, and she lost control.
Gonzalez lost the handle. That's 5 turnovers. I
got 5-1 right now on turnovers. Surreal has 1.
Some of those are caused by Surreal's good defense. Some of them have just been the careless errors, I think, or maybe a little bit of nerves at the moment. A little jittery to start the game. 2:06 to play. First period. Brackley swings it right side to Gabby Rowe, who checked in a moment ago. Over to McLemore, who also checked in. Now McLemore drives to her right. Taylor on her. There's Laughlin cutting to the hoop. Gets the ball away from Wilson. There's a 15-foot shot by Gabby Rowe at the free throw line. She hits. The Lady Pirates are shooting it awfully well right now. It's 12-4 our score. 4 players have scored for Surreal already. Wilson, straight away, top of the key. She needs to take one of those shots probably. They're kind of backing off of her, inviting her to shoot it. Now her sister Addison with it. She'll drive through the defense. Left end, the layup won't go. That's 2 of those we've missed. Here comes Surreal now. Ball poked away. Laughlin retrieves it all the way down. Goes around Lonnie Taylor. Layup good. Just like that, it's 14-4.
Great job of using her body. I thought she got too far under the hole, but she was able to get the bucket down.
8 points for Laughlin already. Gonzalez on the handle to Stinson. There's a shot by Wilson. Too hard off the back iron. Laughlin with the rebound. 51 seconds to play. Laughlin walks it into the front court. Going to burn the clock here, it appears. They get it over to Gabby Rowe. And she's just going to stand there with no one guarding her. Now she'll hand it off. Back to Rackley. Back to Rowe. 30 seconds to play. And it appears they're going to hold for one. Now Gonzalez comes out on her. Rowe drives around her. Rackley has it loose. Batted into the back court, and that's an over and back. As a Surreal fan, they're thinking that Stinson might have touched it. Well, she did. McLemore thinks she did.
Yeah, she did, but she still had control of it before she went across the half line, so it was a backcourt.
Turnover to Fort Cobb Broxton. 21 seconds to play. Opening period. An opportunity here to chip into that 10-point lead. Wilson going against Ashley Smith into the front court. 14 seconds. Laughlin takes it away from her. Heads it up floor. 10 seconds. Drives by Stinson all the way down. Layup good. 6 seconds to go. 16-4. 3 seconds. Wilson's half-court shot won't go, and that'll do it. After 1 period of play, the Surreal Lady Pirates dominant so far as they lead Fort Cobb 16-4. You're listening to Caddo County Basketball on 98.5.
30 seconds?
1 minute, please.
1 minute.
Surreal hasn't made a three-pointer.
8 out of 8.
Yeah.
Can't get any better than that, can you?
Yeah, quit shooting those threes, I think, if you're Surreal.
A lot of layups in there, too.
Yeah. Way too many for Fort Cobb.
Listen up, y'all, 'cause this is it. Forget that old dance act.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, the first quarter certainly was dominated by the Surreal Lady Pirates, and more specifically Faith Laughlin, as she has 10 points already, and the Lady Pirates have built a 12-point lead, 16-4.
Yeah, Fort Cobb just hasn't been able to get any shots. They've had several layups there that they couldn't even get down, so we'll see what the second quarter brings.
Kim, tell us what you said about Surreal's offense a moment ago in the break.
Well, they're 8 out of 8 on two-pointers and 0 for 3 on three-pointers.
8 out of 8 on two-pointers. Pretty impressive start. Surreal has the ball. Start the second period. McLemore with it. Taylor on her. Actually, you could say a lot of the game they played well on offense, but the big story is how well they played defense. There's Taylor as she crashes into one of the Lady Mustangs, and they're going to call a tie-up. Everybody's kind of scratching their head over that one. Nevertheless, it'll be turned over to Fort Cobb Broxton. Just underway, second period. Addison Wilson comes into the front court. This end, they've been like glue. Stuck on the Lady Mustangs. at every turn. And there's a pass intercepted by Brooklyn Rackley as they tried to lob the ball over to Addison Wilson, and Rackley jumped up and snatched that out of the air. Now Gabby Rowe will dribble up to the three-point line. Gonzalez on her. Still trying to drive. Left side of the lane, shot no good. Kind of forced that one over Gonzalez. Wilson with a rebound. In the corner, Stinson, that's her spot, but she fumbled the pass. There's Taylor doing jumping jacks in the corner. Gonzalez on the drive, off the glass and good. Mariah Gonzalez with a big basket for her first one of the night, 16-6 now. Laughlin will walk the ball into the front court as Sydney Johnson gets set to check in for the Lady Pirates. Down low to Gabby Rowe. They swing it out to McLemore. Taylor got a hand on it. It's loose on the floor. McLemore picks it up to Gabby Rowe just above the free throw line. 12-foot jumper won't go. McLemore pushes it up and she's fouled. And she'll be at the line shooting two.
Number 25, Alani Taylor.
And the foul is on Alani Taylor, her first personal. And the coach's daughter, Lexi McLemore, at the free throw line, misses the first. And Sydney Johnson will replace Gabby Rowe for the Lady Pirates. As I mentioned before, the Lady Pirates have won 3 of these county championships in a row. McLemore makes the second. Is Grace Young. 17-6 now. Fort Cobb with the basketball. Wilson walks it across the timeline. She's met there by Ashley Smith. Done a good job on Wilson so far. Picks up her dribble. Now they really attack. Finally gets it over to her sister Avery. In the corner to Stinson. Laughlin on her. Out front to Wilson. Drives around her defender into the paint. Euro strip. No good. Gets her own rebound, and she's going to be fouled along the baseline.
It's another one of those opportunities they've got to really lay up and don't make them count.
Yep. They've had 3 of those, really, that didn't get in the basket. Wilson's going to inbound before Cobb blocks it. No one's really moving. They finally get it out to Avery on an outlet deal. Now she'll start the attack. They back off of her a little bit. Gets the ball to her sister, Addison. There's a screen for her. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Addison Wilson got a screen from her sister and was able to get loose for a three-point shot. 17-9. Laughlin with a high dribble. Ball goes out of bounds, and that brings everyone off their seats. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Surreal as Coach Blake Clift wants to take a timeout to discuss things. And let's see if it's going to be a full or a 30. It'll be a full. Let's take it with him. We'll be back in 1 minute.
1 minute?
Yes.
He's probably wanting to know why that high corner.
It's okay if you have your hand on top of the ball, but I don't believe she did.
I think you'd bounce it that high.
It's overhead, yeah.
Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Do the right thing.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
All right, it'll be Surreal's basketball as the timeout is over. Fort Cobb has broken the huddle. Surreal's been out there for a few moments. It'll be Sydney Johnson inbounding to Laughlin. 5:31 to play in the half. Johnson has it. Taylor doing a good job on her. McLemore drives around to Gonzalez, and Wilson ties her up. So it's going to stay with Surreal on the alternating possessions. Good hustle that time by Avery Wilson, who dove in there to tie her up. Mustangs are probably going to have to get back in the game by playing defense, I suspect, creating some turnovers. Because they're going to have a hard time scoring, I can tell you, with the way Surreal's playing defense. Laughlin way out front. spread the floor a little bit. She drives down the left side over to Rackley. Penetrates in the paint. 12-footer off the glass, no good. Rebound to Stinson at the three-point line. One dribble has it batted loose, and we're going to have a foul, I believe, charged to. Who's he going to call? I believe he's going to call it on
Ashley Smith.
Number 21, Ashley Smith.
Ashley Smith.
They went after the ball. Avery was in front of her, and she kind of took her legs out from behind, so had to call the foul on that.
That's 2 on Smith, and she's going to be replaced by Brooklyn Rackley. Smith's done a good job guarding Wilson. Now they try to get the ball inbound, a near backcourt violation, but not quite. Wilson now with it, 17-9, trying to get around Rackley. Cross-court pass to, I think she was trying to get it to Ashlyn Lewis, who checked in a moment ago for Stinson, and she wasn't expecting that. It went out of bounds. Another turnover. Some of the turnovers have been caused by the good defense. Some have just been mistakes, I think you could say. Happens to everybody. 4:38 to play, first half. McLemore out front. Gonzalez creeps out on her. Lewis dumps Rackley from behind and fouls her.
Fouls on the Mustangs, number 10, Ashley Lewis.
And that'll be the third team foul on Footcott. McLemore to inbound to Laughlin. Wilson right out on her. Laughlin has 10 points, had them all in the first quarter. Hands it off to Lexi McLemore. Gonzalez right out on her. And there's a near too good. Battle for the rebound. Ashlyn Lewis comes out of there with it ahead to Gonzalez. Racing up to the right side. Layup good. Beautiful play by Mariah Gonzalez. As somehow she's able to maintain possession as McLemore and Laughlin were chasing her. 17-11 now. Closest they've been in a while. Lob pass underneath the Rackley. Back out front McLemore. Collision on the floor. Ball loose. Picked up by Wilson. She'll go down to the Gonzalez on the right block. Now she'll dribble it out to Wilson. That's Avery. Gets it to her sister Addison. 3:36 to play. Opportunity here for Fort Cobb to trim the lead a little bit. Addison dribbling out front. Rackley on her. Step back three, but she changes her mind and goes over to Lewis. Dribbles in the paint. Dishes it out to Gonzalez into the 12-footer. There's going to be a offensive foul charged on Mariah Gonzalez as she left her feet when she shot it, and she crashed into Rackley, I believe. That'll be Gonzalez first personal.
Just kind of assume that defender's going to go up with you or give a little bit, and she didn't. She just held her ground, and Mariah ran right over her.
Pressure in the backcourt. Gonzalez on McLemore. She gets by it pretty easy. McLemore coming down the right side. Stumbles, trips and falls. That'll be a travel.
Tell you what, you can't guard these Surreal girls from behind them.
That's true.
When they get around you, you just can't let them do that. Yep. And they got a little pressure in the backcourt and got behind, and they were just chasing all the way down. Got lucky there.
Yeah, they did. Beat you down there. Gonzalez gets by her defender, and she's going to be fouled, I believe, by Johnson as she went by. Gonzalez, she's pretty difficult girl to guard. She'll take it to the hoop on you. First personal on Johnson. And Gabby Rowe comes in replacing McLemore for the Lady Pirates. 2:56 to play in the half. Mustangs inbounding out to Lonnie Taylor. They'll set up the offense as Avery Wilson goes to the right side. Taylor had a screen from Gonzalez, but she fumbled the pass. She had a three-point opportunity. Now she dribbles along the baseline and stepped on it. There's another turnover. You know, there's the little things in life. You know, she's open for a three-point shot, had the screen just like she wanted, and then she didn't catch the pass cleanly, and therefore her opportunity went away. 2:39 to play. First half, Laughlin with it.
We've been 17-11 for a while.
Yeah, Roseland scored 1 point. They scored it.
Bounce pass to Grace Young. That changes immediately. She bumps in off the glass for an easy two.
Makes you wonder how you get that wide open.
Exactly. Now Gonzalez with it over to Wilson, left side. Trying to get it to her sister, and they're doing a great job. Rackley is really denying her the ball at the moment. Wilson, three-pointer straight away, no good. Didn't shoot that one with a lot of confidence as she started chasing it as soon as she released it. Ball poked away. Laughlin has it. Quite a battle over there, and it's going to be out of bounds off of the first half. 19-11 our score. Gabby Rowe with the Gonzalez on her. Dumps it to down low. It's intercepted by Young all the way down. Layup good by Mariah Gonzalez as Ashlyn Lewis got the steal. That's 6 points for Gonzalez, and it's a 6-point lead for Surreal, 19-13. Laughlin with it, dribbling between the circles. Floating around out there, gets it to Rackley. Lewis on her, drives around her, shot off the glass and good.
That's a nice bucket too. Rackley just took it to the hole, and that's a nice touch.
That's 4 points for Rackley. And it's back to an 8-point lead for Surreal. Avery Wilson. Wow. Stepped into a three-pointer and kind of a sheepish whistle there. Didn't hardly hear it, but it's a travel.
He's kind of like convincing himself.
Yeah, kind of a nonchalant thing there.
That 10th turnover I've got for Fort Cobb. It's 4 this quarter.
It's been a fast quarter, and we still only have 5 and 14 fouls as Gabby Rowe takes it down the left-hand side of the lane and lays it in for a basket.
10-point lead now for the Lady Pirates. Mustangs had a couple of opportunities to cut it under 6 and haven't been able to do it. Too many turnovers. Lewis with it. Right wing three on the way. Too hard. Rebound Gabby Rowe. They've got her double teamed in the corner. And Coach McLemore will take a timeout to avoid the turnover with 37 seconds to go before this short break.
30-second timeout. Lady Pirates.
Been a very fast half.
30 seconds.
It really has.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, it'll be Surreal's basketball as Coach McLemore took a quick timeout as they Mustangs had collapsed on their guard there on the back court. Saved a turnover. Surreal's done an excellent job first half of defending Fort Cobb. They're usually really good from the three-point line, but they have not. Be interesting to see at Kim's statistics at halftime to see how many they've shot. Not near as many as normal because the Pirates are doing a great job defending them. Laughlin will walk it into the front court. I'm sure they're going to play for one, most likely. 30 seconds to go. Got a 10-point lead. They led by 12 after the first period, 16-4. So they cooled off some here in the second period. Matter of fact, Laughlin had 10 points the first period, has not scored yet. I'm guessing she might take a shot here before the half, though. They're trying to get her the ball in the corner. She has it. Wilson on her. 8 seconds. She'll drive around her, and she lost possession of the ball and goes out of bounds. 5.9.
That first bounce went to the floor with some force.
It did.
When she missed a hand.
And there's a buzzer's no good, but there's going to be a foul at the buzzer.
I think it was late, but they're going to probably going to get a break.
And now they're going to ask the official if it was before or after. They say it was before the buzzer, so Gonzalez will get to shoot 2 free throws. That is a break for Fort Cobb as a foul is going to be charged to Gabby Rowe. And now with no time on the clock, Gonzalez will shoot 2 all by herself on the free throw line. And she makes the first. That's a big help going into the locker room here to get some points when you don't expect to.
Yeah, because Surreal didn't get the points down there when they thought they would for the last shot, missed it, and then Mariah comes and makes both free throws.
She makes them both, so at the half, Surreal 23, Fort Cobb Broxton 15. We're listening to the Warsaw Valley Bank of Fort Cobb and the First National Bank Surreal Branch halftime report. Dustin, what are your thoughts so far on the girls' championship game?
Kind of a slow start. Go for Fort Cobb, and then Surreal doesn't do much in the second quarter. So I think it's anybody's game as we go in the third quarter and the second half. It's this one I think will change a lot before the game get over.
In case you didn't notice, Dustin is playing hurt tonight. He's suffering kind of under the weather, got some laryngitis, and started last night, and he's gutting it out today. We appreciate him being here, and I know he didn't probably feel very well, but doing the best we can. Kim, what's the computer say happened in the first half over there?
Well, it says we had a lot of good stuff going on. 10 points. She's 5 out of 7 for the Colts. Let's start again. How's that? McLaughlin, 10 points. 5 out of 7 from the field. She was 5 out of 5 on 2 corners, but 0 for 2 on 3s. Brooklyn Rackley had 4 points. She's 2 for 2. Lexi McLemore with the free throw. Gabby Rowe with 4 points. And Grace Young with 4. Cyril shot 61% from the floor, 11 out of 18. 3-pointers, they're 0 for 4, which I'll bet they haven't had many halves where they haven't had a 3-pointer.
Bet that's right.
And free throws, 1 out of 3. Fouls, they just had 6. Ashley Smith is the only one with 2. For Fort Cobb Broxton, Mariah Gonzalez has 8 points, 3 out of 4 shooting. Addison Wilson with 3. Jillian Stinson with 2. And Alani Taylor with 2. Fort Cobb shooting 40% from the floor, 6 out of 15. 3-pointers are 1 out of 4, and free throws 2 for 2. And they just had 4 fouls the first half, nobody with more than 1. So Don Cyril shooting 61%, Fort Cobb Broxton shooting 40. There's a big difference right there.
Right.
So
plus the turnovers when you throw in there.
Yeah, right. They had a great opportunity to come back in that second quarter and get it close. It was 17-11 for about 4 or 5 trips down the floor, and Fort Cobb could never get in closer.
Yep.
And then both teams kind of scored a little after that. But Cyril's been able to hold on to a pretty good lead, and they've got a 23-15 lead here at halftime. So not very high scoring, but a lot of really good defense being played.
Yep. You know, it's basketball is an interesting game when you watch 2 teams play each other. And you kind of dissect things, defense, and you can put people on certain matchups that will keep them from getting the ball or getting any open looks, and it's just a fascinating game when you look at matchups, and that's basically what basketball comes down to, it seems. And right now, Cyril's getting the better of it.
Yeah, Fort Cobb's playing some good hard defense. I mean, they've done well on the Cyril girls, and they've limited a lot of the shots they've had, but they've got several on kind of a semi-fast break. They've got it before they've been able to set up their defense.
Yep. Let's take a moment here and bring you up to date on the scores from earlier today. If you haven't been tuned in today, this morning, first round game, Cement defeated Gracemont girls 55-32. That was followed by Hinton boys defeating Gracemont 83-26. In the consolation finals today, Dingaroni Lady Bobcats defeated Apache 53-42. And in the boys consolation, Loquita Sickles defeated Apache 81-62. In the third place girls game today, Loquita Sickles girls defeated Mountain View Gotebo 54-46. Third place boys game today, Fort Cobb Broxton defeated Binger 68-36. Been an outstanding week. I tell you, we had a good week here. We want to thank CK Energy for sponsoring our airtime on the radio, and we want to thank all you folks at home for joining our broadcast this week. We certainly thank the Caddo Technology Center for webcasting this event for the 14th year. They do a great job. Tricia Pierce, Scott Wright, J.R. Oswald have been here all week long, manning the computers and cameras, and some of their students have been working the cameras as well. And great service they provide over there at the Technology Center in Fort Cobb. We appreciate all those folks and their commitment to the Caddo County Tournament and the young people of Caddo County.
Now we might look at the playoff picture.
Yes,
we don't
sir.
want to go too far past the county tournament, but playoffs start in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And, you look at these Cyril and Fort Cobb girls, they could meet again, but it would be in the area tournament. They're in different regionals. Fort Cobb's hosting a district with Geronimo and Ringling, but Bingaroni is also in that same region. Their district and regional will be at Fort Cobb, but the area site's at Cache. Surreal's hosting a district at their place with Central High and Elmore City Purnell, but their area side is also cash. So if they met again, it wouldn't be before area. They're in separate regionals. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But like I said, in 2 weeks, the district finals will be played 2 weeks from tonight, and it's just around the corner.
Yeah, I believe that most teams just have like 2 regular season games between now and the playoffs probably. So, yeah, you're right. These Caddo County rivals could meet in the area tournament. It's impressive when you think about the quality of basketball, the strength of. Well, we got 2 top 10 teams playing in the championship here tonight, and in the boys, we'll have 2 top 10 teams as well playing against each other, one in Class 2A, one in A. So it's always, that's why the Caddo County is so popular, the tournament, because you have good teams.
Yeah, it's always a quality event, and when you get a winner in Caddo County, you can expect them to go quite a ways in the playoffs.
You're
You
right.
know they're a good team.
That's right. All right, let's take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have second half action. You're listening to Caddo County Basketball on 98.5 KACO.
2 minutes.
Yeah, you can go 3 if you want.
All right, 3.
All right.
Pretty good crowd.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the bottom sections both are really packed. You know, behind us is almost full, and so's the other side. If you'd have thrown in a 4th school playing, it would have been a big crowd.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
you're right.
The Surreal and Carnegie Port crowd, that's
You might cut that down to 30 seconds if you can, because they're about to start.
How much?
Well, they're about to start the second half, so as soon as you can.
Okay. 15 seconds.
Yeah. Five, 4, 3, 2, All right, it'll be Fort Cobb's ball as we start the second half of action. They'll be going right to left on your radio dial. Avery Wilson walks up to the top of the key. Stationary dribble. Surreal in that man-to-man defense. It appears they're almost double teaming Addison Wilson, trying to keep the ball out of her hands as they're really playing physical with her. It's right now Ashley Smith doing all she can to keep her out away from the ball. Shot by Edge, no good, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound. I believe Grace Young bumped her to the floor.
Fouls on the Lady Pirates. Number 25.
And that will be the first team foul of the half and the first personal on Grace Young. Inbounding, Lonnie Taylor out front to Jill Stinson. Laughlin on her, who's done an outstanding job. Stinson's a pretty good outside shooter, but has yet to have an opening. Lonnie Taylor holding high over her head, gets around Jill. Finally got loose, makes her second basket of the day, and it's 23-17.
She was able to get loose with her doubling down on the post.
Laughlin now up to the top of the key. Picked up there by Avery Wilson. Now they get it over to Rackley. It's loose on the floor. Everyone's diving for it. We're going to have a tie-up, and it'll go over to stay with Surreal on the alternating possession. Pretty good aggressive defense that time of the Lady Mustangs.
You know, this alternating possession, I guess, is a good compromise. It's hard to do the jumps anymore, but it never seems to work out right.
There's a drive by Laughlin. Shot high off the backboard, no good, but she gets her own rebound. Top of the key. Avery Wilson on her has done a pretty good job. Drive pass stolen away by Stinson. Now Wilson has it into the front court. Driving to her right. Tried to get it over to the Stinson and then changed her mind, and the ball's loose and out of bounds. And they're going to say it stays with Fort Cobb Broxton. But kind of a break on that, I'd say. Lonnie Taylor set to inbound in the corner. Lobs it out front to Stinson. Underneath the edge. Dumps it off the glass too hard. And then she's going to foul on the rebound. Boy, you got to make those shots right there when you have a golden opportunity.
So when you get a good pass in there, and it's just a perfect spot to shoot, and it just a little too hard, went right over the rim.
Just hurried a little bit. Turn over to the Lady Pirates. Laughlin in the front court. She made 10 points in the first quarter. Hasn't scored since. Quite remarkable because the first quarter she was unstoppable. Pounds, and they're going to say it's going to be Fort Cobb's ball as Coach McLemore is questioning why there wasn't a foul there. I kind of agree with him. And it'll be Fort Cobb's ball. Addison Wilson into the front court, taken there by Ashley Smith. They've really done a good job on Wilson today, keeping her out of the scoring flow. There's Edge at the left elbow, right side Taylor. Three-pointer on the way, good. Lonnie Taylor drains a long three-pointer, and Coach McLemore immediately going to take a timeout as he's pretty upset that they left Taylor alone. She's a good outside shooter. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll be back right after this short break.
30 seconds?
Yes.
Five, four, three, two.
The Mustangs have cut it to 3, 23-20, the closest they've been since early in the contest, on the strength of a three-point shot by Lonnie Taylor. That's 5 on the day for Alani, and it'll be Surreal's basketball after Coach McLemore took a moment to work on their defense. For the key, 5:36 to play in the half. Goes to her right, to Rackley, top of the key, drives in the paint, goes over her head, shot high off the rim, no good. Rebound Smith. Over to Sydney Johnson. Smith on the drive. Rackley, top of the key, jab step. Now she'll go to her left, there's a screen. Can't use it, she'll dribble into the corner. Cut across the lane, Johnson, three-pointer over Taylor, no good. Wilson with a good rebound. Lady Mustangs with a chance to tie with a three-point shot. Stinson to Wilson all along top of the key. Some of the fans imploring her to shoot that as she's wide open. Hands it off to her sister now. She'll dribble out near the center line, closely guarded by Ashley Smith. To Stinson with Laughlin on her. Drives to her right. There's a hard screen. Stinson can't get the shot off. Finally does. Off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound. Loses it on the floor, and Surreal picks it up. Laughlin comes into the front court. Long three-pointer straight away, no good. Battle for the rebound. High off the floor. Taylor saves it into Surreal's hands. Johnson right wing three, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be tied up. It'll go to Fort Cobb Broxton on the alternating possession. The Pirates have cooled off considerably.
Yeah, they had a hard time buying it, but they haven't scored. They're still on 23. They haven't scored this period. They scored 16 in the first quarter. You got to think we're 4 minutes to go in the third, and they've only scored 7 points in the first quarter.
Addison Wilson with it over to McGonzalez. She'll try a left wing three. No good. Hard off the back iron. And Laughlin just hustles over and intercepts it. Drives down, shot off the glass, and good. Might have got away with a double dribble perhaps when she started, but it's 12 points nevertheless for Laughlin. And it's 25-20. That's her first basket since the first quarter. Came on a transition basket, which she's awfully good at. Wilson on the drive, and Brackley had that red, just couldn't get her hand on it. Avery Wilson now at the three-point line over to Gonzalez. Might have got away with a travel, and she bumps into Grace Young, and
looked like
they're going to call a block.
Call that before it really happened.
Yeah, she had pretty good position, it looked like. And it'll be Fort Cobb's basketball. Wilson to inbound. Gets it into Edge, back to Wilson. Baseline three on the way, good. Addison Wilson on the inbound play, drains the three-pointer. It's the closest they've been in a long time. 25-23. Johnson with a hard screen, gets it over to Young, and Ashley Smith, and she travels. Fort Cobb with a chance to tie or take the lead. Checking in will be Lexi McLemore, replacing Ashley Smith for the Lady Pirates. And pressure in the backcourt by McLemore on Wilson as she's calling for some assistance. And get the ball into her. 3:20 to play. Third period. We've got a ball game on our hands here. Wilson into the front court with the left hand. Hands it off to Taylor. Top of the... Very patient at the moment. No one guarding her. Lobs it into Edge. Right block. Shot off the glass and good. We're tied. The Lady Mustangs have come storming back here to tie the game. 2:56 to play in the third. Sydney Johnson goes around Taylor. Kicks it out front to Brackley, way out away from the basket. Now Laughlin has it. As the Fort Cobb fans implore their troops to play some defense, over to Brackley left side. To Johnson. Taylor doing an outstanding job on her. Sydney's a great outside shooter. Laughlin gets away from a defender, penetrates in the paint. We're going to have a tie-up as Taylor is able to tie her up. And it'll stay with Surreal on the alternating possession. It'll be Surreal's ball down on the baseline with 2:30 to play in the third period. We're tied at 25. Sydney Johnson set to inbound for the Lady Pirates into Laughlin along the baseline. Holding high overhead. They try to get it to Johnson. Has to go to Grace Young instead. Penetrates in the paint, and we're going to have a double dribble. Another turnover on the Lady Pirates as they're playing kind of like Fort Cobb did the first half.
You know, we talk about the defensive Surreal plays, but Fort Cobb's held them to 9 points in the last almost 2 quarters.
That's a good point. They have played well. Wilson with it in the center circle. Lexi McLemore creeps out on her. Left-handed drive, now a crossover. Ball loose on the floor. Battle for it. We're going to have another tie-up. Defense, they're just not really any easy possessions. 2:05 to play in the third. Avery Wilson. It's a championship game. We've got championship competition here. 2 minutes to play in the third. Wilson will back it out. Got to be careful on every pass as almost every player is being overplayed. Wilson now crosses into the paint, and she's going to be fouled on the drive. And that'll be the third team foul on the Lady Pirates. Foul is charged to Lexi McLemore, he said, and we're going to have a timeout taken. It'll be a full timeout. We'll be back right after this 60-second break.
60 seconds?
Yes, sir.
60-second timeout. Sure.
How many times do you think the officials here call it both ways, call it the same on both ends?
Well, if they're listening, they hear it quite a bit. Yeah, I don't, it appears to be pretty fair to me on both ends.
It'd be a hard game to call.
Oh, my goodness.
Both teams are so out.
25-25. Coach Surreal still discussing things with the officials, but Coach McLemore is over huddled with his girls, discussing strategy. Both teams breaking their huddle now. There's 1:47 to play in the third. As Surreal had an 8-point lead at the half, and they've only scored 2 points here in the third period with 1:47 to play. Fort Cobb had the chance to take the lead for the first time tonight with this possession. As we have a little stoppage here, the official discussing something with the official scorer over there. And now he comes out to, I guess everything's okay. Now we're set to go. Avery Wilson will inbound for Fort Cobb Broxton. Bounce pass to sister. Oh, shot went in and out as they had an inbound play. And Addison Wilson couldn't get the shot to fall, but she was fouled. And she'll have 2 free throws coming as a foul is charged to Lexi McLemore, and that's her third personal. And the first free throw by Wilson, no good. Rattled out. She'll have one more. Wilson has 6 points on the night for the Lady Mustangs. Make it 7 as Fort Cobb has taken their first lead, 26-25. Here comes Laughlin now with it, and for the Lady Pirates. She has 12 points. Fort Cobb's done a really good job on her second quarter and much of the third quarter as she Johnson, but Alani Taylor is all over her, denying her the ball. Now Laughlin will drive around Wilson, and Wilson bumped her as she went around her. And that'll be the second personal on Avery and the second team foul. So the Pirates will inbound. Johnson gets it to Rackley in the middle of the lane, makes a move on Wilson. Shot too strong, Edge with the rebound. Hands it off to Mariah Gonzalez. Here she comes racing down the floor all the way through the lane. Shot high off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound, and guess what? We're going to have another tie-up. And this will go over to Surreal on the alternating possession. 1:09 to play in the third. That was a pretty golden opportunity there for Fort Cobb Broxton, but she kind of forced that shot a little bit, I think. I think she was hoping to draw a foul. McLemore, left side. Gonzalez on her, drives around her into the paint, little running one-hander, short. Edge couldn't get the rebound, but they say it was tapped out of bounds by Gonzalez. And it'll stay with Surreal. Just under a minute to play in the third period. Sydney Johnson set to inbound. In the corner, Grace Young drives in the paint to McLemore, top of the key. Free throw line jumper's good. She's fouled. That's a big play right there. As Lexi McLemore was able to get the 15-footer in and draw the foul. Third back on top. 28-26 now as McLemore with a 3-point play. 49 seconds to play in the third period. Gonzalez into the front court. Laughlin all over her. Crossover dribble, picks it up, lobs it to Edge. Good position, shot good. We're tied at 28. That's textbook right there on the lob and the finish by Edge with 33 seconds to play. Long pass up ahead to your Grace Young in the paint. Kicks it out to McLemore. She might have shuffled her feet. Little 10-foot shot goes out of bounds, and it'll be turned over to Fort Cobb Broxton. We're tied at 28, 22 seconds to play in the third period. Pressure in the backcourt by McLemore. And gets it ahead to Avery Wilson. 21 seconds to play. Barring a tie-up, it'll be Fort Cobb's ball to start the fourth period. And Coach Blake Clift is going to take a timeout to discuss the last second shot here. It'll be a full timeout. We'll be back after this 1 minute break.
60-second timeout.
1 minute?
Yes, sir. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Blake Clift has drawn up here for the final play here of the third period. There's 13.9 seconds to play, and we're tied at 28. Wilson inbounds to her sister Addison out near the center line, 12 seconds. Hands it off to Gonzalez, crossing left side to Wilson, 7 seconds, top of the key, trying to get a backdoor cut to Addison. Layup good. Work to perfection, and the Lady Mustangs will take a 30-28 lead into the fourth period on a great execution there by the Lady Mustangs. We're listening to Caddo County basketball on 98.5 KACO. 1 minute, please.
You know, Surreal has still not made a three-pointer.
Really?
They're 0 for 7.
They're doing a good job on Johnson, keeping her out of it. Yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
I tell you what, Coach Blake Clift would probably want to frame that last 13 seconds. He called a timeout and drew up a play, and oftentimes those things don't always work as you plan, but it couldn't have worked any better. A backdoor cut from Wilson. Got a good pass from her sister, and she laid it in for 2, and the Mustangs lead by 2 as we start the fourth period. Fort Cobb Broxton with a basketball. Addison Wilson to Edge, who's played well today. Wilson cutting down the left side of the lane, shot no good. Battle for the rebound, controlled by the Pirates.
Kind of forced that one, didn't have much there.
Good steal by Avery on the inbounds play. Taylor left wing all alone, three-pointer, no good. Rebound Rackley. Well, that was a golden opportunity there, and the Mustangs couldn't cash in, but there's a travel at the center line. You got to hand it to Fort Cobb Broxton. We've been bragging on Surreal's defense all night, and Fort Cobb is playing pretty good brand of defense themselves as they call a turnover at the half line. And Gabby Rowe will check in, replacing Brooklyn Rackley, as the Mustangs have a chance to build on a 2-point lead. Addison Wilson into the front court. Wilson has 9 points for the Lady Mustangs. Gonzalez swings it around to, they found kind of ties her up, and it'll go over to Surreal. Good job by Laughlin coming over on the backside to tie up Edge.
You can't put that ball on the floor when she pitches it inside.
She just needs to catch and shoot when she's on the low block, hold the ball high. She's the biggest player on the floor. Johnson now. Taylor's done an outstanding job on her. Laughlin way out front, gets a screen. Shot over Edge, no good. Rebound Gonzalez, and triple team, and we're going to have a tie-up. She couldn't get it out of there quick enough, and the quick hands of the Lady Pirates snagged onto it, but it'll stay with Fort Cobb Broxton on the alternating possession. We've had a lot of tie-ups today. Normally you don't see that many in a game of this magnitude. Good defense being played. Full court pressure in the back now by the Pirates. The Mustangs defeat it pretty easily. Wilson, long three-pointer straight away, short. Ball rebounded in the lane by Grace Young. Laughlin all the way on the drive, and the shot is blocked from behind by Wilson, but they say she fouled her.
I think that was a clean block, but it didn't get called that way.
Sometimes they just call those automatically if you're behind somebody, but it did appear to be clean. And at the line will be Faith Laughlin shooting 2. Chance to tie the game here for the Pirates. Free throw good. That's 13 for Faith. 6:30 to go. She'll have one more. And the ball is tapped, loose on the floor. McLemore picks it up. Off to Laughlin. 6:22 to play in the game. There's Gabby Rowe to McLemore into the paint. 14-footer is blocked by Wilson, and the Edge gets the rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Grace Young, I believe.
This is third. That's the
Chris Lewis.
15th foul for Shreveport.
Chris Lewis.
For Fort Cobb.
Fort Cobb will inbound the ball. Gonzalez coming down the left side of the floor. Laughlin right on her. Now she gets the ball to Avery Wilson in the center circle. Drives against Rowe. Kicks it back to Edge. She'll try a left wing three. No good. Off the backboard. Probably not the shot they're looking for in that situation. Now Wilson gets on McLemore. They double team her. Ball loose. Still loose on the floor. There's a scramble for it. Picked up by Gonzalez. Up ahead to Taylor. Laughlin defending over to Gonzalez. Shot good. What a turn of events there as the Lady Mustangs kind of turned the tables on Surreal that time. It's the 3-point lead. 32-29. 5.5 to play. Laughlin has it. Top of the key. Guarded by Wilson. 32-29, trying to drive. Wilson doing a good job staying in front of her. A lot of contact, and they're going to call a foul on Wilson as she bumped her. It's hard to stop her on that drive without fouling. That's the 15th foul on the Lady Mustangs, and that's, more importantly, that's the 4th on Avery Wilson. And she's going to be replaced by, you really got to stay quick on your feet. They pass the ball into Young, over to Johnson, dribble along the baseline, shot no good, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. As she was fouled. And at the line, Sydney Johnson.
Second foul on Ashley Lewis.
And the first free throw is good. Sydney makes the score 32-30. Fort Cobb on top. She'll have one more. And she cans them both, 32-31. Pressure in the backcourt, near steal by McLemore. Addison Wilson with it. Crossing into the front court, left-handed dribble. Laughlin comes over to double teamer, and McLemore takes it away from her, racing it down the floor, and now Gonzalez takes it away from her. Over to Taylor, into the front court. Great defense that time by Mariah Gonzalez. There's Wilson, thought about a three-pointer, and they close out on her quickly. To Taylor, over to Gonzalez. Shuffles her feet, over to Edge. Shot blocked by Laughlin, and she stepped out of bounds with it. Tough look. Great work by Faith Laughlin as she blocked the taller player Edge's shot. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Fort Cobb. There's Wilson, McLemore all over her. She drives in the paint. Laughlin tried to pick her pocket. And there's going to be a foul charge to either McLemore or Laughlin. It's going to be Laughlin. That'll be her first personal. 4:45 to play. I've never seen such defense in all my life. They lob it into Gonzalez. He has to make a good play to save that one. Now she's dribbling out front, and we're going to have a foul on the edge away from the ball. Or no. Yes. Kelby Edge. Her second. And that's her second, as Kim said. And that's the 7th team foul on Fort Cobb Broxton. So both teams will be in the bonus on the next foul. 4.5 to play. Laughlin walks it into the front court. Fort Cobb Broxton nursing a 1-point lead. McLemore with it. Gonzalez comes out on her. Bounce pass to Young. Now Laughlin with a screen. 3-pointer on the way. No good. Battle for the rebound. It's tipped out of bounds off edge. Got to box out on the boards if you're these players on the other team shoots the ball, because there's a lot of people trying to get it. Going to be a full timeout taken by Coach Shane McLemore. We'll be back right after this 1-minute break.
1 minute?
Yes, sir. We're set to go. Teams have broken their huddles. Fort Cobb on top 32-31. Took their first lead in the 4th period. It'll be Surreal's basketball. Sydney Johnson to inbound. Fort Cobb has 17 fouls. Surreal has 6. So there'll be some free throw shooting it down the stretch here. Johnson finally gets it into Laughlin. Lonnie Taylor on her. She'll dribble out top of the key. Tries to go around Taylor. Kicks it right side McLemore. Drives around Gonzalez. Gonzalez blocks her shot. Wilson now with the basketball. Great defensive play by Mariah Gonzalez. Now Wilson. Long pass over to Mariah Gonzalez. Laughlin on her. There's Stinson. Couple of dribbles over the edge. Lob pass to Wilson, kind of behind her, and it's going to be taken away. That's a turnover you don't need. And here comes Surreal. Gabby Rowe to Laughlin. Long 3-pointer straight away. No good. Rattled out. Ball tapped her out to Alani Taylor. 3.5. 3:20 to play. Fort Cobb has Avery Wilson set to check in at the next stoppage. Stinson passes it over to McGrath Gonzalez. I wouldn't suggest those lazy passes because Laughlin can take it the other way in a heartbeat. Lonnie Taylor couldn't use the screen very well. Now Johnson on her. Taylor will back it out to the half line, and Coach Blake Cliff is going to take a timeout to discuss some more strategy. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll be back right after this short break.
30 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Timeout. Busted.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, it's been a dandy of a ball game, fellas.
Yeah, it sure is.
You know, if you look at that score and you weren't here, you'd think, man, they must not be playing very well. only scored 32 points so far, but they would be oh so wrong.
I tell you, it's a struggle on both ends.
Yeah, been some great defense.
I'm telling you.
It's amazing to watch.
All right, it'll be Fort Cobb's ball. Avery Wilson checked in during the timeout. She'll inbound. Having trouble. Lobs it in the backcourt to Wilson. 2:56 to play. Addison Wilson guarded out there by Ashley. Loose on the floor, and now there's going to be the 5th personal foul. No, he's going to call it on. Yeah, he called it on Avery Wilson. That's foul number 5. It's a really tough luck right there. They fumbled the ball out front, and Wilson was just trying to hustle and get the loose ball, and Coach Clift is scratching his head. That's pretty rough luck right there, as Wilson was called for her 5th personal foul, and she's going to be replaced by Ada Hensley now. And at the line for Lady Pirates will be Brooklyn Rackley. That's a spot in the game we want to put an asterisk by. Free throw no good. Ball is battled for and is controlled by Wilson. So the Lady Pirates not shooting free throws very well tonight. And now Lonnie Taylor dribbling out near the center line. We'll see what Fort Cobb, what kind of plan they have, if they're going to try to milk the clock here. Taylor handling it with Sydney Johnson all over her. Dumps it in the corner to Ada Hensley. First time she's handled it. Now to Gonzalez. Laughlin comes out on her. Nervous time if you're a fan of either one of these clubs. Stinson hands it off to Gonzalez, dribbling out near the center line. And Laughlin ties her up. You cannot do that. Laughlin around. She's going to grab it.
Laughlin's a tough handle for anybody.
Yeah, she can get it away from you in a heartbeat. Turnover to Surreal, 2:05 to play. Fort Cobb still with that 1-point lead. 30 takes the pass, top of the key. Over to Laughlin. Taylor gets around the screen, 1:49 to play. Laughlin still dribbling out front. She'll step back, 3-pointer on the way, no good. Off the back iron, battle for the rebound. Jillian Stinson comes out of the pack with it. Racing it into the front court. Over to Gonzalez now. Neither team able to score here of late. Now Lonnie Taylor drives to her right, now playing with it out front. Johnson staying right on her, and Coach Blake Cliff calls a timeout as it was appearing there were going to be a 5-second violation. It's going to be a full timeout. You're listening to Caddo County Basketball on 98.5.
50-second timeout.
50 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all those that are watching on the internet. I looked a while ago, it's up in the hundreds.
Wow,
viewers.
great.
I'll
tell you what,
they've got, the game, I hope.
They've got their money's worth today on this game, everything.
I would think so.
The fans are on the edge of their seat. You can just see it on their faces. What's going to happen next? I'm kind of wondering myself. I'm guessing something heroic.
Think so? It's going to be a big time ending.
I think it's going to be a heroic finish, one way or the other. $210 watching. Good deal.
5, 4.
With 1:25 to play, I don't know how many timeouts Fort Cobb has left. He's called several. I think he gets 5 in a game. I know he's called at least 3, so we'll see how that works out here at the end. Taylor set the inbound, lobs it in the backcourt to Addison Wilson. Picked up there by Grace Young. She gets it into the front court. Near steal. Stinson gets away. Taylor had a 3-point shot, but she chose to dribble out the time instead. She's dribbling out front. Johnson on her. They lob it down low to no one. Over the pass, over the head of everyone and out of bounds. They would have been better served for her to shoot that 3-pointer from the corner, I think. 1:05 to play. Now here comes Surreal. What will they choose to do? They're trailing by 1, 32-31. Laughlin takes it to the hoop. Shot over Taylor, no good. Battle for the rebound. Loose on the floor. Laughlin picks it up. Out front, Johnson all alone. 3-pointer straight away, no good. Ball loose. Picked up by Rackley. Shot no good. Ball comes out of the pack. Stinson has it. Over to Taylor with 41 seconds to play. Passed in the corner to Wilson. 37 seconds up ahead to Taylor into the front court. 34 seconds, and she's fouled by Laughlin. And Alani Taylor, the senior guard for Fort Cobb Roxton, will be at the line shooting 1-1 with 32.9 seconds to play. Fort Cobb with a 1-point lead.
These girls are jazzed.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah. Two of the biggest free throws of this young lady's life. She got one hand on her hip, relaxing,
just trying to breathe.
Trying to breathe. I hope she didn't get a violent crash. Clutch free throw there by Alani Taylor. And it's 33-31. Coach McLemore is going to take a timeout. It'll be a full one. We'll just keep it right here as we discuss the final moments of this contest.
60-second timeout.
32.9, I believe, is what the time is. Fort Cobb on top by 2. And Alani Taylor will have one more foul shot.
It changes a lot what you do if you're Surreal, if she makes or misses. I mean, if she makes it, you got a 3-point lead. They're not, certainly don't have to make a 3. But if they're on with 30-something seconds left, you got plenty of time to do some things. But you don't know how many possessions you're going to get either.
Well, I would think Surreal, one way or the other, the ball is going to be in Faith Laughlin's hand, either on a drive or a 3-point shot, and she hasn't made any 3-pointers today that I'm aware of. Maybe in the first quarter, but she's missed her last 2 or 3. I would think her best bet would be to try to draw a foul myself.
Probably. And if Fort Cobb gets the ball back, it's not like you can hold the ball and think Surreal will foul you, because Surreal will try for the steal, and they're so good at that.
Right. The possession arrow favors Fort Cobb Roxton, so that's pretty large because, as you mentioned, we've had a lot of tie-ups in the game, and when Fort Cobb gets the ball back, Surreal's going to be attacking, and so if there is a jump ball situation, it will be Fort Cobb's on the next one. Alani Taylor back at the line with a chance to make it a 3-point lead here, and she'll have one more free throw. She stands back near the back end, clears her mind. Free throw is good. Big free throws by Taylor. 3-point lead. Here comes Faith Laughlin into the front court. Picked up there by Addison Wilson. Gets a screen, goes to her right to Sydney Johnson. Gonzalez on her. Left side Rackley. Penetrates in the paint. Lonnie Taylor blocked her shot, but they say she fouled her with 18.9 seconds to play. Brooklyn Rackley will be at the line shooting 2 for Surreal. Now, if you're Coach Blake Clift, you certainly want Ada Hensley, who is the shortest player on the team, to box out her and Stinson on this rebound attempts if she misses. Rackley makes the first. Big one coming up here. Now they're going to change positions. Wilson's going to get down on the low block for Stinson. And now there's 18.9 seconds. She'll have one more attempt. Brooklyn Rackley. Free throw on the way. It's hard off the side iron. Ball loose in the corner, and it's going to be out of bounds, they say. It'll be turned over to Fort Cobb Broxton.
Yeah, bounced all the way out of bounds before anybody touched it.
2-point lead, Fort Cobb, 18 seconds to play. Inbounding in the worst possible spot is Mariah Gonzalez into the corner. Trying to get it inbounded, having trouble finding anyone, and there's going to be a whistle and a timeout taken by Coach Blake Clift. And it will be a 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here. I tell you what, that's the hardest place, and it's pretty hard to inbound anyway, and they had everybody covered up.
Yeah, you've only got a fourth of the court to work with.
Right. I saw a game earlier today, a situation sort of like this. One girl broke long, and they threw a long pass to her, and she was able to take it all the way for a layup. Now, I'm not sure you could do that against Surreal, but it might be worthwhile.
Yeah, you think it will because everybody's piled up right there, but you've got to have somebody with a good arm.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm thinking Gonzalez has the arm to do it, and Alani Taylor has the speed probably to get behind the defenders, but we'll see what Coach Blake Clift has drawn up. So far tonight, he's been pretty successful in the plays he's drawn. And the Lady Mustangs have executed pretty well out of timeouts. We'll see.
You set up some screens on it to make sure those screeners don't move. You don't want to get the moving screen call here.
Gonzalez will inbound. Kind of in a bunch set in the lane now. Somebody's got to free themselves. I'm guessing they want to get it to a free throw shooter. They get it to Wilson along the baseline under heavy pressure, and she's fouled immediately. And so Wilson will jog to the other end to shoot a 1-and-1. 2 big free throws here for the sophomore point guard for the Lady Mustangs. That's the 8th team foul on Cyril, so next one will still be a 1-and-1 for Fort Cobb. Addison Wilson, sophomore guard. First free throw is no, it hits the rim high. And it's a 3-point lead for Fort Cobb Broxton.
Big free throw here gets a 2-possession lead if it goes in.
Wilson spins it on the way. It's good. 4-point lead, Fort Cobb Broxton, 36-32. Laughlin racing it into the front court. Pull up three-pointer, blocked from behind. Oh my goodness. Really clean. The last thing, yeah, I'm not sure they fouled her, but nevertheless, the foul is going to be charged to Addison Wilson, and Faith Laughlin will be at the line shooting 3 with 12.5 seconds to play. The first free throw is good. I'm not a betting man, but I think the chances are pretty good of her making all 3 of these. 36-33 her score. 14 points on the night for Laughlin. Second free throw on its way. It's good. 36-34. She'll have one more. Once again, you got to be sure on the rebound in case she misses. 15 on the night for Laughlin. Third one on its way. No good. Off the side iron, Gonzalez chases it down, but then she just stands there and holds it, and it's a tie-up. And that's kind of critical. It'll stay with Fort Cobb, however, but you got to keep it moving. You don't want to just let them have it easy. She stood there and held it.
They're in the same position down on the baseline in the corner.
10.6 seconds to play now. Well, the arrow is right. It's Fort Cobb's ball, I believe. Of course, they want to make sure of it. This is the most critical play of the game, probably. Everybody's happy with it. Now they're going to call Cyril's score person over along with George Mopo. The official scorer says, yes, it's Fort Cobb's ball. I don't know why there's a discussion. And that's what they do. They just, he switched it too quick, I think, before.
Yeah, that's
now looked over there at this point to Fort Cobb.
Gonzalez to inbound, hands it off to Gonzalez, throws the ball away. Johnson, shot no good. Alani Taylor comes racing out of there with it. 6 seconds to play, and there's a foul at the half line on Brooklyn Rackley with 4.7 seconds. Craziest scene I've ever seen along the baseline. All sorts of commotion down there, and next thing you know, Alani Taylor's racing down the floor, dribbling it.
One thing,
4.7.
Yeah, I think they got away with it when they threw the ball in. I actually think Addison touched the player that was still out of bounds with the ball.
I think you're right.
But it wasn't called that way, and then Cyril got it, and Sidney Johnson's shot was blocked.
Number 25.
Yeah, she was right under the basket, kind of forced it up. Now these free throws right here, Taylor made 2 a moment ago, and she'll have a 1-and-1 here. Mustangs lead by 2. If she makes both of these, it's pretty good for Fort Cobb. If she misses one, who knows? First free throw's good. Alani Taylor makes it a 3-point ball game. What you don't want to do now is foul on a 3-point shot. Fort Cobb, as they did a moment ago.
Yeah, if she makes it, just let
them shoot it. Yeah. Right here. If she makes it, it's short. Rebound, Sidney Johnson, 3 seconds. She dribbles to the half line. 3-pointer on the way, no good. And it's over. The Fort Cobb Broxton Lady Mustangs have upset the Cyril Lady Pirates 37-34 in one of the better girls championship games we've ever had the privilege to watch. And both these teams deserve a great round of applause as they played great defense on both ends of the floor. And it turns out Fort Cobb's way 37-34 as the teams congratulate one another on great effort. Fort Cobb trailed for 3/4 of the game. They took an early lead, and I don't think they gave up the lead once they took it. And at the center court, Anadarko Athletic Director Kent Jackson will present the runner-up trophy to a very excellent Surreal Lady Pirate team as Sidney Johnson accepts the trophy. And now he will present the championship trophy to the Fort Cobb Lady Mustangs. Lonnie Taylor comes out and accepts the trophy. Big hand from the hometown Fort Cobb fans. And congratulations to both teams. Fort Cobb Broxton Lady Mustangs have won their 17th Caddo County basketball title tonight. Just an outstanding game. You're listening to the Washita Valley Bank of Fort Cobb and the First National Bank of Surreal post-game report. Dustin, what are your thoughts on the ball game?
Well, I'm surprised it was such a low-scoring game, but I give a good hand to both teams. They really played really good defense. And it was an exciting ball game, a good game for a championship game.
All right, thank you very much, Dustin. Turn it over to Kim Crowell for his statistical wrap-up of this great ball game. Kim?
All right, thanks, Don. Let's look at the Surreal Lady Pirates scoring. Faith Laughlin had 15 points. She was 6 out of 15 from the field, 6 out of 9 two-pointers, 0 for 6 three-pointers. And Don, I want to look at one stat right now and talk about it for a minute.
Okay.
Surreal did not make a three-pointer in this ball game. They were 0 for 11, and I'll bet they haven't had any other games this year where they didn't make a three-pointer.
I bet you're right.
Yep. And Faith was 3 of 6 on free throws. Brooklyn Reckley had 5 points, 2 of 5 shooting. Sidney Johnson had 2 points. Lexi McLemore with 4. Gabby Rowe with 4. And Grace Young with 4. Surreal shot 33% from the field, 13 out of 39. Two-pointers 13 out of 28 for 46%. And as we mentioned, three-pointers, they were 0 for 11. Free throws 8 of 14 for just 57%. They had 15 total fouls. For Fort Cobb Broxton, Mariah Gonzalez had 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Addison Wilson with 11. Addison was 3 of 8 shooting, but 2 of 3 on three-pointers. Jillian Stinson, 4 points, 2 of 4 shooting. Alani Taylor, 8 points, 2 of 3 field goals, but 3 of 4 free throws. And Kelby Edge had 4 points. She was 2 of 7 from the field. Fort Cobb shot 41% from the floor, 13 out of 32. Two-pointers, they were 10 out of 22. Three-pointers, 3 out of 10 for 30%. And free throws, 8 out of 10 for 80. Great ball game, Don. It's one of those you look at the first quarter. Surreal had a 16-4 lead, and you think this is really kind of strange. It could go away.
Well, they dominated, too.
Yeah, Fort Cobb won the second quarter 11-7, but then Fort Cobb won the third quarter 15-5 and took a 2-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and it was a 7-6 quarter for Fort Cobb Broxton there. So great ball game. I saw some wonderful defense being played tonight by everybody on the floor. But Fort Cobb comes away with the win in the championship, 37-34.
All right, great job, guys. Great report there, Kim. Congratulations to the Lady Mustangs. I need to take about a 5-minute break here, and when we get back, we'll set up the boys' championship game between the Carnegie Wildcats and the Surreal Pirates. We'll be right back after this short break.
5 minutes?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
That's not why they play. Didn't have anything to do with that. Well, I tell you, I got some fun, and I got a couple of hokey wedges, and my distance is the same and stuff. And my short iron, my long iron is fine. But my short iron is not as comfortable hitting, but the most are making them, they're different. So it's making me a little bit, I had those big eyes forever. And so they're not shaped the same, they don't feel the same. And so I think once I get kind of used to hitting them and getting a feel for my distance with them, everything I do is short. It doesn't run out, it's all short. So I'll figure that out. I think
1 minute.
oh yeah, we'll have the kids.
Welcome back to Anadarko, folks. We just finished a thriller as Fort Cop Broxton defeated the Surreal Lady Pirates 37-34 to win the 2019 Caddo County Basketball Championship on the girls' side. And now we've got a contest coming up here that should be equally as exciting. Carnegie Wildcats and the Surreal Pirates. Carnegie comes into this game as a number 1 seed, Kim, and Surreal is the number 3 seed, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. They knocked off number 2 seed Fort Cop Broxton yesterday. They might look at how they got here. Carnegie, as Don says, number 1 seed, so they had not a bye the first time, but they had to play the winner of the play-in game, which was Cement, and they beat Cement 72-45 on Tuesday. That put them against Bingeroni Friday night, and they defeated them last night pretty handily, and it gets them into tonight's game, and they defeated Mountain View 71-44. Then they played Fort Cobb Broxton last night in the semifinals and came away in a closely contested ball game, but they get the victory 61-57. So they get the chance now to go against the number 1 seed Carnegie, and it could be a great ball game. They're different ball clubs. Surreal's a lot smaller, quicker, shoots the threes. Carnegie's got some really big size. Toya, it's just going to be interesting to see how it is. Like we said before, it's all about matchups. But it'll be a different kind of attack, and I guess that's what makes the game interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, we sit here and watch games all week long, and we think we know what might happen when 2 teams play, but actually we don't usually have a clue. But I tell you what impressed me in that girls' game was the fact that both teams stayed so locked into one another defensively. There were very few lapses. There was a few, but for the most part, they carried out their assignments, and you could play that game 10 times and it might end up 5-5.
Very, very possible. There weren't any easy shots. Everyone was contested, and you think somewhere you're going to get some breakaways or break down defense, but the defense just held up wonderfully.
Yeah, the last episode there when Fort Cobb was inbounding the ball was quite hairy. I'd like to see a replay of that, to tell you the truth, but it looked like there could have been some whistles blown, but in the heat of the moment, I thought they played it fine and let the game play out. But it was a good contest, exciting.
Got a good chance to have another one like that.
Let's hope so, yeah. The Surreal Pirates will be the uniforms. with white numerals, white lettering. They're coached by Mr. Shane McLemore, who just finished off the girls contest. He's back out here coaching his boys. They're ranked number 6 in Class A with a record of 15 wins and 3 losses.
And now your starters.
And their starters are a junior, number 0, Jacoby Caseymeyer, who's played really well this week. A junior, number 5, Jose Rivera. A senior, number 11, Albert Suarez. Outstanding player, very quick. A senior, number 12, Eli Barger. And the coach's son, the senior, Cason McLemore, outstanding player for the Pirates, 4-year starter for them.
You know, Don, it wasn't 15 minutes ago. Coach McLemore's trying to find somewhere in the world to win the girls' game at the end of the ball game, and then that's got to be gone. Now here he is again.
Yeah, that's got to be tough duty right there. For the Carnegie Wildcats, they start a senior, Joey D'Angelo, outstanding three-point shooter. Senior, number 4, Gerald Hoffaker.
A
senior, number 32, Christian Piwo, steady player for the Wildcats. A senior, number 33, Tristan Mata, and the big man, a junior, number 44, Tyler Torricoya. The Wildcats are coached by Mr. Kurt Graham, and as they huddle up in the center circle, getting ready to start number 9. And they have a record of 14 wins and 3 losses. So 2 outstanding ball clubs in the championship game today, each with 3 losses. Surreal defeated Woodcock Broxton last night, as Kim mentioned, and Carnegie defeated Bingaroni, I'm sorry. We're about set to go. Surreal has taken the floor. And Carnegie still huddled up around Coach Graham, and now they'll break the huddle. Carnegie in their home white uniforms, red numerals, trimmed in black. And Carnegie will be going right to left on your radio dial as Tristan Hainta getting set to jump center against Cason McLemore. We're about set to go. Referee blows his whistle. The ball is in the air. The tap is controlled by the Wildcats. Toya Koya hands the ball off to Joey D'Angelo. And the Pirates come out in a man-to-man defense. Last night we saw them against Fort Cobb play strictly zone. This time they start off in a man-to-man. A lot of quickness on their team. Piwo with it out front. Gets a screen from Hainta. Now to D'Angelo, 3-corner. Baseline shot won't go. Rebound Suarez, and here come the Pirates racing it into the front court. He'll pull up with a 3-pointer, no good. Hit the front iron. Rebound Caseymeyer, hands it off to Jose Rivera, and he fumbles it out of bounds. So an early turnover by the Pirates. Just underway, no score. Into the front court comes Joey D'Angelo. 3-pointer straight away off the back iron and over the backboard. Now, that's not really the shot probably Coach Graham would like to see, but perhaps if he made that, he would pull the defenders out on him and he would be able to operate a little more freely under the basket.
Yeah, they're going to surprise him there and get a quick 3.
Carnegie has a definite size advantage, it appears. There's McLemore, 15-foot jumper won't go at the free throw line. Rebound Tockefer. Both teams starting out kind of cold to begin this championship game. We played a minute, no score. Tockefer's dribbling out front. They back off of him to get it to D'Angelo. Caseymeyer tracking him. Tockefer trying to get it to Toya Koya. Barger doing a good job shielding him. Top of the key, Piwo. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Off the side iron, Suarez tracks it down on the sideline. Up ahead to McLemore left side. Tockefer on here. Drives around him along the baseline. A little 6-foot runner's good off the glass. McLemore can make them from any angle, off any foot, falling away, what have you. He's an outstanding scorer. And there's a pass turned over. He tried to get the ball to Piwo, and we have a turnover on each team now as it's sailed out of bounds. Surreal on top, 2-0. McLemore hands it over to Jacoby Caseymeyer, and he dribbles into the front court. Carnegie playing a man-to-man defense. That's what they're known for a lot of years. Casemeyer trying to get by Pivo. Step back 16-footer, won't go. D'Angelo for the rebound to three-point arc. Gets the ball at Toyikoy. He's going to be bumped and fouled by Eli Barger, I believe.
That was on the Pirates.
Toyikoy really played well last night against Bingeroni.
Yeah, he got open and got a good position several times. His teammates got him the ball, and he had a good night.
Ball was tapped out of bounds by Casemeyer. It'll stay with Wildcats.
Cyril tips a lot of passes.
Yes,
they have active hands, and they really get in the defensive lanes.
And they jump well and anticipate well. Toyikoy caught it on the baseline, and he was trying to tiptoe along, and
nobody touched it.
And he went out of bounds. It'll go over to Cyril. Another turnover by Carnegie. That's 2 so far. Really, not a lot he could do. He was just trying to stay in bounds, and he just had to get rid of it. McLemore drives, hands it off to Rivera, top of the key. Painter on him. Right side, Casemeyer. Dribbles to his left. Now he gets it over to Barger. And there's a near steal out front by D'Angelo. Suarez comes away with it. Quick hands all the way down, and it goes off Rivera's hands and out of bounds. Another turnover. Turnovers 2 apiece.
Yeah, Hainta tipped that just a little bit and changed the trajectory, and then it went off Cyril and out of bounds. So, tough pass to handle.
It's kind of like the girls' game. Both teams play very good defense. It's hard to get in the flow offensively. So far, neither team shot it very well. Hainta, top of the key, over to Tockefer. Left wing three on the way, no good. Over the rim and over the backboard, and Jacoby Guerra shot off the rim, no good. Barger battling for the rebound, and they say it goes out of bounds off Barger, and it'll go over to Carnegie.
Bill Casemeyer had a great ball game last night against Fort Cobb. Played very well.
Certainly
did.
Ball
well.
Yeah, Fort Cobb played a straight zone on them the whole time, so Cyril had some three-point opportunities. Going to be a little tougher to get those tonight against this man-to-man defense. There's Hainta got loose underneath the basket, and Pivo was able to find him, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, Carnegie's able to run a bunch of those plays where they break somebody open right underneath things like.
You would think Carnegie has a little bit more depth coming off the bench as they have a player set to come in already. Then normally they play a lot of players. Taylor Martin will check in as there's a foul on the drive as McLemore was bumped along the baseline.
Yeah, I think Hainta picked that up, his first foul.
And Pivo is going to take a seat, replaced by Taylor Martin. Inbound to McLemore in the corner. Tockefer on him, I should say. Tries to drive along the baseline. Tockefer does a good job. He's got long arms and legs, Tockefer does. I'm guessing he's probably their best defender because he's guarding their best offensive player. Moving his feet well. McLemore drive, shot off the glass and good. That's just a tough bucket right there. You really couldn't play any better defense than that.
No, he did. He stayed in front of him all the way and contested the shot and just was able to get up over him and bank it in.
D'Angelo trying to drive by Casemeyer on the baseline. Good defense by Jacoby. There's Tockefer cutting to the back. Send shots by the Wildcats to tie the game. Now Suarez weaving through traffic. 3.5 minutes to play, opening period. Suarez floating around outside. He'll drive against D'Angelo. D'Angelo intercepts the ball. And Suarez fouls him on the way back down the floor. You see that often. The person will kind of get frustrated. They lost the ball, and then next thing they do is compound the problem by fouling.
Going to make an extra effort to get it back.
Hainta inbounds in the backcourt to D'Angelo, and Carnegie will have a chance to take the first lead. Tied at 4, 3:17 to play, opening period. Martin with it to Tockefer. Left side, Hainta. McLemore on him to Toyikoya. Toyikoya does most of his work down on the low block. So far they haven't got it to him. There's D'Angelo on a nice feed from Tristan Hainta. The reverse layup is good, and Carnegie takes the first lead at 6-4.
Yeah, they run a lot of those low screens down there, and like you said, just been able to break somebody open.
There's Toyikoya coming out the hedge on McLemore. Now he hustles back to get on Barger. 2:43 to play. And Cyril will do this a lot in these games. They'll just kind of stand back and reset, take a deep breath, and start over. Now Rivera on the left side in the corner to McLemore. Hainta comes out and bumps him, but it's knocked away. It'll stay with the Pirates as Coach McLemore has an opportunity to, as he hands the ball to the official about why he didn't call a foul that time. 2:31 to play. Carnegie on top 6-4. Now Coach Graham wants to have a little discussion, so I'm done by the two coaches. McLemore crossover on Tockefer. In the corner, Casemar, three-pointer good. Jacoby Casemar, what he did last night. Got a little bit of an opening, and Surreal back on top 7-6. D'Angelo into the front court to Martin. Barger doing a great job on Toya Koya. D'Angelo, three-pointer straight away, won't go, and the ball will sail out of bounds on the sideline. As in for Surreal will be Cade Penley and Ryan Hart, replacing Barger and Suarez. And in for Carnegie will be Pewo back in, replacing Tockefer. Got to give the defenders a little bit of break every once in a while. Let them get a drink of water because they're working pretty hard on defense. Got to keep their legs fresh. McLemore now going against Martin behind the back dribble. 17-footer straight away, no good. And the ball is out of bounds off of Carnegie as Jose Rivera did a good job boxing out there. The Pirates aren't that big, but they're good rebounders. They jump well, know how to get position. McLemore going against Martin. Turnaround shot too strong. Torikoy with a rebound. Challenge there by Casemar. And D'Angelo into the front court. 1:28 to play, first period. D'Angelo bounced past to Hainta, top of the key, down to Torikoy. First attempt he's had. Shot's no good, but he's fouled. As they finally were able to get Toya Koya with some space down on the low block. Cade's first personal, and Toya Koya will be shooting two. Last night he shot the ball well at the free throw line for a big man. This time it's a little hard off the back iron. As Suarez will come in, replacing Case and McLemore. Give him a breather with 1:20 to play opening period. Substitutions kind of like you see in a college game or NBA game. They substitute out near quarter breaks and such to give them an extra blow. We're tied at 7. He made one out of two. Casemar with it, top of the key. Handling the point now. Over to Jose Rivera. Left side Suarez gets open. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Albert Suarez. It's the Pirates on top 10-7 with a nice three-point shot. D'Angelo now. Off to Martin. Minute to play. Opening period. Toya Koya was open. They couldn't get him the ball. Over to Hainta. Drives along the baseline. Passes out to D'Angelo. That's his spot. Three-pointer no good, though. Ball tapped out of bounds by Surreal. Ryan Hart tapped it out. It'll stay with Carnegie with 46 seconds to play. And Surreal on top 10-7. D'Angelo lobs it into Hainta in front of the basket. Ball knocked away by the Pirates, and Suarez comes racing it up the floor over to Casemar. Layup good. They get out on the run. They're hard to stop. It's a 5-point lead for the Pirates.
Yeah, Casemar did a good job. That pass wasn't exactly where it needed to be, but he reeled it in and was able to lay it off the glass and in.
Well, it wasn't just a normal pass. He put a little French pastry on it before he got it there. Dancer, I noticed. 15 seconds to play. First period, D'Angelo, yo-yo dribble out front to Hainta, to Pewo, 9 seconds to play, double teamed. Bounce pass to Hainta, and he goes out of bounds, another turnover.
5.2 seconds, Real's got time to get off a good shot.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. Suarez will try to inbound to Casemar.
And they're going to get the ball the next quarter.
With a 5-point lead, Casemar dribbles up to the three-point. Oh, he crashes into Pewo, shot no good. And at the end of one period of play, Surreal leads it 12-7. You're listening to Caddo County Basketball on 98.5 KCO.
Was that 30 seconds?
1 minute, please.
1 minute.
Start of the second quarter. Surreal basketball.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Surreal's basketball as we start the second period of play. It's Eli Barger out to Casemeyer, over to McLemore. Three-pointer right wing, go in and out, no good. Halfway down, popped out. D'Angelo with it. Off a good rebound from Hainta. Tell you, the Pirates do an outstanding job on that man-to-man defense. Coach McLemore, he really knows how to coach it as the girls played the same way. Carnegie not getting many open looks. There's a shot under the basket by Martin, is no good. They've done that total. They've been able to get some shots underneath the basket. Suarez, 12-foot jumper right side is good. And they've got them doubled up now, 14-7. Pewo gets McLemore. Dribbles to his left. Out front to Martin. And McLemore intercepts the pass all the way down. Layup is good by Casey McLemore, and Coach Pregame is going to take a timeout as Surreal is totally taking control of the game. They lead at 16-7. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
30 seconds?
Yes, sir.
I think there's enough people in the lobby to fill up the remaining seats inside, so I think this is almost a full house.
Well, they've been treated to some good ball games.
They really have. Yeah, been good crowds all week. Even the
3, 2.
Carnegie can feel the game kind of slipping away from them here at the moment as Surreal is just doing an outstanding job on the defensive end, and that's turning into points on the other end. It's 16-7, and Carnegie set the inbound. We play a minute here in the second period. Surreal led it 11-7 after one, and they built it up 16-7 now as they've scored 5 straight to open the period. Talkifer with it, right side over to Pewo. In the corner, Toya Koya drives around Hart. Those 6-foot runners good. One-handed by Tyler Toya Koya on a good move. 16-9. Suarez dribbles up to the three-point arc, circles back. Bounce past Casemeyer. Pewo on him. Over to Ryan Hart. Trying to get McLemore, cutting him across the back line. There's a three-pointer by Suarez. High swooping shot is good. 19-9. It's 8 points so far for Suarez, who's played awfully well. Toya Koya along the baseline to Hainta. Saved by D'Angelo, top of the key. He'll try a three-pointer straight away. It won't fly. Rebound control by the Pirates. Up ahead to McLemore, into the front court. Talkifer takes him. Long three-pointer by Ryan Hart's good. Freshman Ryan Hart from the Pirates. The future looks bright for Surreal as Ryan Hart drains a long one. And it's a 22-9 ball game. Carnegie just not been able to do anything from long distance here in the game so far. Talkifer, and the Pirates take it away. Casemeyer now into the front court. Going against Pewo, pull up 17-footer, no good. D'Angelo with a rebound. He'll bring it into the front court for the Wildcats. Casemeyer on him. Outside to Talkifer, down to Toya Koya. Spins around a man, shot no good, but he's fouled from behind by Eli Barger. As that was a good quick move by Toya Koya. Kim Kroll tells me that's his second personal. And the 14th foul on the Pirates. And Tyler Toya Koya, junior center for the Wildcats, will be shooting 2. Pirates have done a good job keeping him out away from the basket. They're at a size disadvantage, Surreal is, but they've done a good job of forcing him farther from the basket than he really likes to be. He cans the first, and Taylor Martin will check in replacing Pewo, and Jose Rivera will replace Eli Barger. You know, I mentioned earlier in the contest about the depth that Carnegie might have an advantage, but actually it appears Surreal has played more players that Carnegie has up to now. Both free throws good by Toya Koya. And it's an 11-point lead, 22-11, 5:08 to play. McLemore on the handle. Crossing the timeline, Martin picks him up. Crossover dribble, pull up 17-footer, good. Jason McLemore. I mean, that's pretty
Forward and get your defender moving back and then stop and jump straight up.
Yeah.
It's just tough to guard.
He can elevate. There's Hainta, left elbow won't go. Casemeyer with a rebound. Into the front court, 4.5 to play in the half. Casemeyer to Suarez. Between the legs dribble, Cockerfer on him now. Pull up three-pointer on the way, good. Albert Suarez is just automatic, and Coach Kurt Graham wants to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back right after this break.
30-second timeout.
30 seconds?
Yes.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Carnegie had to take another timeout, Kim, to slow down the momentum of the Pirates.
You know, you think you call a timeout to slow it down, and he did that before, and then Cyril comes out and scores about 8 or 9 points in the last minute and a half, and you think, well, I guess I'll call another one and see if it works this time.
Might as well. No sense saving them.
No.
All right, we're about set to back for action here. 4:21 to play. First half. Carnegie with the basketball. D'Angelo, right side of Martin. To Hainta. There's D'Angelo. Drive it in, kick it out to D'Angelo. He's a good three-point shooter, but that's really the first open look he's had tonight. There's McLemore, steps into a long three. Hits the front of the rim, no good. Tapped out to Suarez. They'll have another opportunity. There's Suarez with a long one. They're playing horse, and he drains it. I'm telling you, folks, they were deep three-point shots, and Suarez has got 14 points tonight. 30-14, and he was way out there. Hainta to Martin. D'Angelo, he's open this time. It's short. Hainta with a rebound in the paint over to Toyakoya. And he's going to be fouled by Casey McLemore, I believe. His first. As he got loose along the baseline. But I'm going to tell you, when you can make three-pointers, how many feet would you think that was?
He was almost over there at the hash mark for the coach's box, and right inside in. So that's,
Tyler Toyakoya.
I don't know,
25 maybe?
little over that, yeah.
I don't think Suarez, his range seems to be about unlimited, it appears, this tournament. Toyakoya makes the first. 30-15, and those three-pointers add up quickly.
They do, and they've been raining on them pretty quick.
Both free throws good by Toyakoya, and Piwo will check in, replacing Martin. And here come the Pirates, 3:24 to play in a half. McLemore's tip photographer, but it goes right to Casemeyer. Everything's been going Cyril's way tonight. Suarez penetrates through the defense, and before that there was a timeout taken by Coach Shane McLemore. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Okay. 30-second timeout. Sorry.
30 seconds?
Yes.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Kim, what did you start to say before the timeout?
But when he called the timeout, Suarez was fixing to go down an open lane to the basket. I've seen it 3 or 4 times in the last couple of days. About the time they get a break to go, the coach calls the timeout and either takes that basket away or takes a good opportunity away. It's just, you know, you can't plan on that.
Just the way it goes, isn't it? the rub of the green, as they say in golf. 3:02 to play in the half. Casemeyer. Looks like Carnegie's going to change their attack. They're going to go to a zone. Probably a wise move here. There's a three-pointer. Maybe not. As Ryan Hart drains a long three-pointer. They might shoot him out of this zone. Who knows? 33-16. Coach Graham going to try anything to cool them off. Trouble has been on this end, too. Carnegie just doesn't have any much off.
Cutters and the below screens and got some open looks, but they haven't had those in a while.
Yeah.
The only thing they've had down low has been Toya Koya.
Surreal's kind of patched up that hole, and they haven't had much luck from outside. Talkifer over to Piwo, right side. Now Surreal is in a zone. They go to Hainta in traffic, and his shot's good off the backboard as Hainta muscled one up, and the Pirates desperately needed that to go in. And Hainta will be at the line. That's 4 for Tristan. Second personal on Suarez. And so Tristan Hainta will try to make the three-point play. No good. Piwo with a rebound, though. Dribbles out to the top of the key. Over to Hainta. Holding. Circles out. Under heavy pressure. Piwo, right side. Pirates in that zone again. And the ball was tapped out of bounds by McLemore. You know, he plays much bigger than his size, McLemore does. He's probably close to 6 foot tall, but he plays much bigger than that because of his leaping ability.
Yeah, I would think he probably is around 6. And I mean, he's as big as anybody on Surreal Street right now, so that's why he gets put down there sometimes.
Talkifer with it, top of the key, Suarez on him. Over to D'Angelo, right wing three, an air ball. Hainta saves it in, a good hustle. Over to Toya Koya, out front Piwo. He steps into a three-pointer off the backboard, no good. Rebound Ryan Hart. Long pass up ahead to Suarez. Baseline three, good. You can count it. Albert comes down the floor with a big smile on. They don't even touch the rim when he shoots them. 1:43 to play. Hainta holding high. They've just been stymied on offense down here. D'Angelo has it tipped away, but it goes to Hainta. Scoop shot off the glass is good. Good basket by Tristan Hainta. 16-point ball game. McLemore leaves it for Casemeyer out front. Right side to Ryan Hart. His three-pointer won't go. Rebound comes off to D'Angelo pretty hard. Racing it into the front court. Crossover dribble through traffic. Gets it to Toya Koya. Now Piwo, three-pointer right side, no good. Looked real good when he shot it. Hit the rim and carried off. Long pass up ahead to Jose Rivera. Layup good.
That looked like a football completion to the end zone. Just a perfect pass over the defender.
Certainly did.
I'll tell you another odd statistic. Surreal has one team foul this half.
That is amazing for as good a defense as they're playing. 38-20, less than a minute to play. Toya Koya holding. Skip pass over to Hainta in the corner to Talkifer. Jose Rivera on him. Casemeyer pokes it away. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with Carnegie. I tell you, it's just been a flurry tonight by Surreal, and I'm going to tell you, they've got a team that could win state in Class A, it appears
They
to be.
do, and I told you wrong. Carnegie has one team foul.
Okay. They have got some firepower in Class A. Pass out to D'Angelo. Skip pass over to Piwo. Baseline three on the way. No good. Carnegie just can't buy an outside shot.
Yeah, I thought Carnegie would give them some trouble with their size, but they just haven't been able to score.
Yeah. And Moore is going to take a timeout with 22 seconds. We'll just keep it right here. He's going to draw up a play here. We've seen a lot of that tonight, where coaches will take a timeout at the end of a quarter to set up a play. Taylor Martin checks in for Carnegie. What do you suppose they'll draw up, Kim? Have any thoughts?
Well, you'd think you'd like to get the ball inside, but they haven't done it all night, so they may just try to run something around the edge and get another open three. They've certainly had success with them so far tonight.
Well, I'm guessing kind of a no-brainer to me if you could figure out, get it in Suarez's hands and let him shoot it from anywhere.
Yeah. And I've seen him run this sometimes where they get it in McLemore's hand. He just keeps it.
Yeah.
And
just create something.
Yes.
Yeah, I would probably lean more in that regard than the other because McLemore can create so well off the dribble. They're going to inbound out near the center circle. This will be Ryan Hart. And he lobs it in the backcourt to McLemore, and we'll start the offense with 22 seconds to play. Still in the backcourt. Now he crosses across the timeline with 15 seconds to play. Motions for Rivera to get back. We're not quite set yet. Toccafer on him. McLemore to Hart. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Of all things, a three-pointer by Ryan Hart, who was wide open. And that will do it. Your halftime score. The Surreal Pirates totally dominant in the game tonight as they lead 41-20 at the half. This will be the Farmers Bank of Carnegie and the First National Bank.
Well, let's just look at one stat before we get into all that stuff. 3-point goals, Carnegie's 1 out of 13. Surreal's 9 out of 13.
Wow.
So there's 24 points different right there. So anyway, let's look at the scoring for Carnegie. Joey D'Angelo has 5 points. Gerald Toccafer has 2. Tristan Hayne has 6 points with 3 out of 4 shooting. And Tyler Toyakoya has 7 points. Carnegie shooting 33% total from the field, 7 out of 21. 2-pointers are 6 out of 8. But like we said, 3-pointers are 1 out of 13. And free throws, they're 5 out of 7. As we mentioned earlier, they had 1 personal foul for the half, and that was Tristan Hayne. For Surreal Pirates, Jacoby Casamire has 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting. He's 1 of 1 3-pointers. Jose Rivera has 2 points. Albert Suarez, a great first half, is 17. He's 6 out of 7 from the field, 5 out of 6 on 3-pointers. Ryan Hart has 9, and Cason McLemore has 8 points. Cason's 4 out of 9, and he has not made a 3-pointer. He's 0 for 2 on his attempts. Surreal shooting 59% overall, 16 out of 27. 2-pointers are 7 out of 14. 3-pointers are 9 out of 13 for 70%. And they have not shot a free throw. They have 6 personal fouls. Suarez has 2, and Eli Barger has 2. So I guess you just have to say a great 3-point exhibition in the first half when you're 9 out of 13.
Yeah.
And not only that, they've limited Carnegie's touches to it, and kind of taken away some of those defenses really picked up. But I think Carnegie just kind of got lost in the momentum of Surreal then and wasn't able to run their own game as well as they'd like. But I mean, you're looking right now 41-20 at halftime. You think it's, I thought there'd be a close game if they play even.
Yeah, I did too.
Carnegie gets beat 21.
Yeah, I did
second half. So it's going to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see, but very impressive first half by Surreal.
Yeah, I'm totally impressed with Surreal. Of course, we knew they had a good team. They, as we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it tonight or not, but last year the Pirates made it to the state semifinals where they were knocked off by Fort Cobb, and they were shooting to win on the last possession of the game. That's how close they were to winning state last year. They have pretty much the same team. They've lost a player or two, but their main scorers are back from last year's squad, and they just have so much quickness and firepower that they just kind of overwhelm you. And when you got a guy shooting 3-pointers like Suarez is, 5 out of 6, I believe you said, and they're way out. It's hard to stop that.
Well, you can't key on any one person. I mean, McLemore's gotten their attention, and Suarez has just lit him up. Other way, so, do you switch off him and let Cason go wild? They tried that zone, and they just didn't play it out far enough. They started shooting 23, 24-footers, and, how much do you extend it?
Yeah, about all you can hope for probably is just to stay in that zone and hope they miss a few and get the rebounds.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Surreal's done a good job offensive rebounding. So.
Yeah, they have. Like I said,
if you're just joining us, we'll give you the score of the girls' championship game that was completed before this game. The Fort Cobb-Broxton Lady Mustangs defeated Surreal 37-34, and I guess you could say a mild upset as Surreal was the number 1 seed in the tournament, Fort Cobb number 2. Surreal led a good over half the game, and Fort Cobb seized the lead in the fourth quarter, never relinquished it. They got pretty hairy towards the end, but Lady Mustangs came out on top 37-34 to win their 17th Caddo County championship.
These little basketball heads that Caddo Electric or CK Energy gave away, I've seen a lot of people have fun with those here at the game.
Yes.
It looks pretty neat. If you get a group of them on, they put them on. It makes a pretty good picture.
You know, I kind of like these, those big orange, that what you're talking about on the head? Yeah, I could see you going to an OSU game wearing that. It's the right color and very attractive looking, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we might have to try that. It's already trend up there.
Yeah. It was funny that when they would come out, when the cheerleaders didn't throw them like they do the basketball, they were handing them out. And there was a lot of takers, I'll tell you for sure. That's a nice little souvenir, courtesy of CK Energy. We appreciate them for sponsoring our tournament this week.
Everybody loves free things.
Absolutely.
It's great fun. So,
well, it's been a good week, I'll tell you. We started off Monday morning at bright and early at 10 a.m. and you know it's amazing how fast this week goes.
I mean, it'll take forever, but it helps a lot knocking 8 of them out on Monday. And that Wednesday break really, I think, helps a lot. Kind of revitalizes you and gets you going for these last ones. And plus, good ball games help too. And we've had good ball games through the deal, but today's gone really fast.
Yes,
we've
it
had good
has.
ball games, and everybody's been real good. Good players. Had great crowds this week all week long.
All right, let's take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have second half action. You're listening to Caddo County Basketball on 98.5 KACO.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, please. Thank you. Well, Kansas couldn't handle Kentucky tonight.
Oh, really?
But Texas Tech did, so the Big 12 won 6 out of 10. That means they get the trophy back. If it would have been tied, the Southeast got to keep it.
Like the Ryder Cup?
I guess it's like the Ryder Cup.
You got to beat them, you can't tie it.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know that anybody really cares, but anyway, somebody has a trophy somewhere.
Yeah. Just
Texas Tech beat Arkansas by 3. Kentucky beat Kansas 71-63. That's pretty close.
Yeah, Kentucky's rising through the ranks.
Yeah. Well, you know they have good players. Reload.
They'll have good ones next year too, but they'll be different ones.
Good day for the state schools. Oklahoma State beat South Carolina 74-70. Oklahoma beat Vanderbilt 86-55.
Yeah,
that shocks me.
That's a thrashing.
Yeah. Yeah, they must have had it all together today.
They've got some nice players.
Well, they're just inconsistent shooters. That's been the big trouble for them. They play pretty good defense.
And they're really all not the same, but similar in how they play. They're athletic and about the same size.
Yeah.
Tough to guard.
Yep. I bet these officials are tired, don't you, man? Of course, they're used to it, I guess. They referee probably 5 or 6 nights a week as it is anyway.
Yeah.
All right, teams are still in the halftime mode. Surreal's been out for a minute or two taking shots. Meanwhile,
they seem really relaxed.
Yes, they
out
do.
here just kind of shooting around. It's like a warm-up before the game.
I'll tell you an interesting statistic is it's in the program that Scott Wright and Tricia Pearson knows have put together, but a statistic that just jumped off the page at me was they have a listing of the championships that each school has won in Caddo County. Yeah. And the Surreal Pirates, who are perennial contenders year in, year out, they've won 3 county championships. But the shocking statistic to me was the last one with
state tournaments.
Yeah, all the time. That tells you how tough the county is.
Yeah, it sure does. You know, like in 2015, Fort Cobb won the state championship, didn't win the county tournament.
Yeah, consolation team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we that is remarkable when you think about that. I don't keep up with other county tournaments, but I would defy you to find one that's has more state tournament contenders each year than Caddo County.
Yeah, I think it says a lot for county basketball. And it's not always the same team. It's different when they spread it around. It's been surreal.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lokiba Sickles has been there. A few years ago, Gracemont was in that tournament.
Yeah. That is true.
So it's fun to watch.
Yeah, we're going to have a new champion this year because I believe Fort Cobb Roxton was a defending champion
3
last
years.
year. So 3 years in a row. So we'll have a new champion this year as we had a new girls champion as Surreal had won it 3 years in a row, and then Fort Cobb was able to upset them tonight. So we got a new girls champion. Almost time to start the second period or second half. Carnegie is taking the floor. They're out shooting some jump shots. I'm sure. What do you think they need to do, Kim, in the second half to change this thing around?
Well, they got to quit letting Surreal make so many three-pointers. You know, and I don't know. Their defense is pretty well extended the way it was, and Surreal just kept shooting over it, but that zone didn't work. They couldn't get out far enough on that, so I guess a tough man-to-man and just really try to stick it to them. And they've got Toya Koi inside to kind of block the middle if they do get around.
Yeah, you just got to take one possession at a time.
And the other thing, Carnegie's got to score a lot on their possessions.
Yeah, right.
They can't have any wasted possessions. When you're down 21, they've got to get some results out of their offensive possessions.
Well, the thing that'll make it tough if they did get back in the game is the guards were Surreal able to handle the ball. So I don't know, in a delay game if you could ever get enough turnovers to catch up. But we'll see. Hopefully they can turn around here and make it a pretty good contest. Carnegie has the ball to start, and they'll go left to right on your radio dial. That's Piwo in the corner. D'Angelo, three-pointer to start. He drains it. That's a good start for the Wildcats as D'Angelo makes his 8th point of the night. It's an 18-point game, 41-23. Now Surreal in the corner. Casamar down to Jose Rivera. Dribbling out front to Suarez. Carnegie's gone back to their man-to-man defense. Over to McLemore, Talkerfer on him. Second half starts just the way the first half did, the same players. McLemore shot no good, but Rivera comes in there for the offensive board. There's a three-pointer by Ryan Hart. He drains it. Ryan Hart, freshman, has really come up big tonight for the Pirates. That's 2 3-pointers by Ryan. And it's back to a 21-point lead for the Pirates. D'Angelo with it. Left side, dribble to the top of the key. The Talkerfer over to Hainta. Holding high, hits Piwo along to the cutback. Up ahead to Hart. He'll try another three-pointer. This one's off the glass and in. The bank is open. How about that?
Yeah, that's 15 for Hart, and that's 5 out of 6 three-pointers for him.
Banked it off the glass that time. Toya Koi goes around Rivera. His shot's no good. Gets his own rebound to D'Angelo out front now. The Talkerfer right side, wide open. It's no good. Casamar takes it out of the air. Outlet pass to Albert Suarez. Steps into a long three. Missed that one. Toya Koi high for the rebound.
You can see that coming.
Don't blame him.
Yeah.
Piwo now with it. Let's Toya Koi go by. We played 2 minutes here in the second half. And Carnegie unable to get any closer. There's a three-point shot, no good by Hainta. Rivera has it on the baseline. Cross-court pass to Hart. Three-pointer on the way, left wing, good! Ryan Hart, superstar. My goodness.
He let that one go and started backing up with his hands in the air. It's like, I know that's going in.
That's unbelievable. D'Angelo will try to answer. It's no good. Suarez now with it, racing it up the floor through the defenders around Hainta. Layup no good. And Hainta with a rebound. Outlet to D'Angelo. Toya Koi along the baseline. Has it chopped away by Rivera, but Rivera caught him on the arm. I'm thinking if I were Surreal, I'd quit shooting layups. I'd just fire from a three-point range. They seem to make those better.
That was on
Piwo. Toya Koi with it in the corner, out to Talkerfer. To D'Angelo, bounce pass into the post to Toya Koi. Around to Hainta. Toya Koi in the middle of the zone. Just not really having any openings. Now D'Angelo finds one. He drains a three-pointer on the left baseline. Joey D'Angelo, that's 11 for Joey. And it's 50-28. 4:58 to play in the third period. Casemire gets a screen, goes to his right. You know, Jacoby's a good outside shooter. He hadn't had very many openings today, but on other games, I've seen him really light it up. Jose hits Casemire, cutting back door. He got behind Hainton and laid it in for two. They overplayed, and he made them pay for it as Coach Graham will take a full timeout. We'll be back right after this 60-second break.
60-second timeout. Carnegie.
60 seconds.
Please.
Who got that one?
Casemire.
Yeah, 12.
Five, four, three.
Tell you what, it's been quite a display here by the Surreal Pirates tonight. They lead at 52-20. His forehead with his hand like, what do I do? I mean, this is just an onslaught here by the Pirates.
Yeah, you'd think you talk about that at halftime, what you're going to do, and then they come out and make threes right off the bat on you. And you were down 21 and a half, now you're down 24.
Yeah. And they've shot it. Carnegie has had a pretty good offensive spurt themselves, but haven't been able to gain any ground. Now D'Angelo into the front court. 4.5 to play in the third period. Surreal in a 2-3 zone. Tocqueville just holding out front. Dribbles up to the three-point arc to Toya Koya. Baseline three, good. Tyler Toya Koya. That's 10 for Tyler. Pass up ahead to Suarez is out of bounds. There's a turnover as Carney come out with some pressure in the backcourt. Caused a quick turnover. So a little momentum here for Carnegie. D'Angelo to Tocqueville. Trying to get it to someone. To Toya Koya right side. McLemore on him. One dribble. Back to Tocqueville to Tainta. D'Angelo has the ball batted away, and there's going to be a travel called on the Pirates as Hart started to go up the floor.
When he picked the ball up to pass it, he kind of lost control, and it kind of bounced in his hands, and he was still running.
Halfway through the third. Break for Carnegie there as they were off to the races. Tocqueville with it. Dribbles up to the twist, pretty well just standing still at the moment. Tocqueville, you got to penetrate in there somehow. Bounce pass to Hainta. There was a 15-foot free throw line jumper, no good, and Toya Koya goes over the back.
It's his first foul. Like we said, they only had one the first half. There's their second one of the ball game.
Tim Lewis checks in for his first action, replacing Tocqueville for the Wildcats. And they're going to put pressure in the backcourt on Pirates. Casemire goes around Hainta into the front court. Spin move and to Hart. Baseline three, no good. Hit the backboard. Rivera there with a putback. Not only when they miss, they're offensive rebounding. You put it in. Jose Rivera is an outstanding rebounder. 54-31, our score. D'Angelo. Suarez on him. To Lewis. Tim Lewis, right side to Hainta. Bounce pass to Martin. Three-pointer by Toya Koya is too strong. Tapped over to Martin. Out to D'Angelo. Left wing three, short. Battle for the rebound. Toya Koya tips it to himself. Over to D'Angelo. Down low to Tim Lewis. And you can't bounce pass it through the lane. And McLemore takes it away with ease. And his reverse layup's good, and he's fouled. And Kim, I believe the circus has come to town. What a shot by a great case of McLemore as he twisted his body around. A reverse layup off the backboard as he was being fouled. What a shot. And that, as into the lineup will be Austin Willis replacing Hainta. And P.O. in for Tim Lewis. And Case and McLemore misses the free throw. You know, he only has 10 points, and it's been the Ryan Hart and Albert Suarez show tonight. Piwo over to D'Angelo. It's Real on top by 25 points. Willis in the corner. The Piwo holding. Left side, D'Angelo to Torrey Koya in the paint. Little 4-footer won't go. Gets a rebound. He can't get it over the front of the rim, and he'll draw a foul, however, and he'll shoot 2. Foul is on McLemore, his second personal. And Tyler Torrey Koya will shoot 2 free throws. 4 or 5 dribbles, and free throws good by Tyler. That's 11 on the night for Torrey Koya. And the second one on the way. Cleanly in. Make it 12 for Tyler.
He shoots the ball well.
Yes, he does.
Looks good.
Up ahead to Suarez against pressure. 15-foot jumper short. Guess who's there? Jose Rivera with an offensive rebound. And they foul him on the putback attempt. I don't know how he does it, but he is able to get position often. Effort. Offensive glass. Effort. Yeah, you're right.
Rebounds are mine.
Yeah. Jose will have 2 free throws. Shoots the ball with absolutely no rotation on it. And he drained the first one.
Well, it rotated around the rim twice before it went in.
There's no spin on it when it leaves his hand, that's for sure. That one had a little bit. He made them both. 58-33 our score. 2:06 to play in the third, which is, I never dreamed that the ball game would be this one-sided, I'll tell you for sure. Surreal has put on a show tonight. Torrey Koya left side Piwo. 3-pointer on the way off the back iron. No good. Nice rebound by Willis. The outlet pass is tapped by Suarez. Talkifer picks it up, wiggles through traffic, and lays it in. Nice basket by Gerald Talkifer. And it's 58-35. It's 6 for Gerald. 1:37 to play in the third. Ryan Hart, baseline 3. No good this time. Suarez gets the rebound. Dribbles out to the 3-point arc. Launches one. No good. Jose Rivera with a rebound. What a surprise. Suarez now with it. Gets a screen. Dribbles down the middle of the lane. 12-foot jumper's no good, but he's fouled by Austin Willis. As Suarez penetrated in the paint.
Austin Willis.
Caused a problem for the defense, for sure. First foul on Willis.
Surreal's not sitting on it.
No. And free throw no good by Suarez, who's cooled off a little bit here in the second half.
Number 33.
He's got 17 points on the night. Painter replaces Piwo for the Wildcat. Joey D'Angelo into the front court. 2-3 zone being employed by Surreal. Cause you all kinds of trouble. Torrey Koya. Skip past to Hainta through the lane, and Rivera bats it away. Casemire chases it down in the corner. A minute to play.
One thing that zone's done is kept Torrey Koya out of the middle, and he's not hurt him inside at all.
That's true. Yeah, McLemore's going to back it out to the center line. Talkifer comes out on him. Looks like they're going to burn a little clock here. Rivera, or Suarez, I should say, to Casemire to McLemore. These guys would be really good, I think, in a close ball game when you had to burn some clock because they're good ball handlers. Hart really wanted to shoot that 3-pointer. There's a lob pass, not very good pass there. Coach McLemore's holding his palms to there, like, why would you do that? And there's a collision, a massive collision at the half line. And that was on Suarez.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I was going to say. It wasn't his fault. He just going after the ball, and it was a bad pass.
Yeah. Yeah, Casemire just kind of lobbed that one up in the middle up for grabs. Suarez tried to save it. 19 seconds to play. Third period. D'Angelo with it. Suarez on him. Lost handle of the ball. It's loose. D'Angelo somehow picks it up to Martin. To Hainta. 6 seconds. Right side to Talkifer. Dribbles in the paint. Splits a defender. A shot is blocked by McLemore. It's 59, and the Carnegie Wildcats 35. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back right after this.
1 minute.
Lost the boy. He's been here. Yeah.
Well, I listened earlier and I didn't hear that.
He did one game.
Not tough enough to make it through the season. You guys done a good job. Thanks. How many you got watching tonight? Wow, that's awesome. That's a good game. Well, I'm going to listen with you guys. I think nobody's going to get arrested.
Five, four, three, two.
It'll be Surreal's basketball as we start the fourth period of play. They lead it convincingly 59-35. McLemore.
Yeah, they won that quarter 18-15.
Suarez left side. McLemore gets free at the free throw line, gets a feed from Suarez. Shot won't go. And here come the Wildcats. Behind the back dribble by D'Angelo, right side Talkifer. In the corner here he comes racing it up the floor. Gets it to Reinhardt. They close out on him. In the corner Suarez kind of stepped into a three-pointer, no good. D'Angelo high for a good rebound. Here he comes racing it up the floor, ended off to Talkifer. Curls in the lane off to Toya Koya. Weaves through traffic, a little one. Running shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, put back no good, but he's going to be fouled by McLemore, I believe.
I think he got lucky, kind of went over the back getting the first rebound and wasn't called, and then he gets the next one and gets fouled.
Yep. Yeah, the foul's going to be on Casemeyer, and that's his first personal.
For all the action and everything, of course, there most have been three-pointers, but it's really been clean of fouls.
Yep, you're right.
Each team has 4 this half.
Free throw good by Toya Koya. As a general rule, when you have good quality teams playing, there's not a lot of fouls generally unless they're just calling it extra tight. They play defense properly. Toya Koya at the line. And he makes both of them. Tyler's got 14. 7:08 to play the ball game. McLemore, Casemeyer. Now Carnegie trying to trap. They got a 1-2-2 defense trying to trap the ball. Rivera goes around Toya Koya. Reverse layup's good. And that's textbook right there. As Toya Koya has a definite height advantage, but Rivera made a reverse layup move to kind of shield Toya Koya with the rim. And
yeah, it went around that.
Free throw no good by Rivera. Rebounded by Carnegie. D'Angelo to Talkifer. Right side Toya Koya. Talkifer. And they try to get it to Toya Koya. It goes through his hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, a little too hot to handle.
Yep. Had to put some mustard on it because if you lob it, Surreal will get a hold of it. 6:34 to play in the ball game. McLemore drives all the way down. Toya Koya meets him at the rim and blocks a shot, but he got him with the body. And that'll be 3 on Tyler as the official's trying to explain to him how he drew the foul there.
Number 44, Tyler Toya Koya.
At the line will be Casey McLemore.
At the line shooting 2, Casey
McLemore with 10 points on the night. And the first free throws off the rims out, no good. As Pewo will check in, replacing Taylor Martin for the Wildcats. Is that right? How about that?
No.
No. Oh, okay. I don't say, yeah. You're right about that. Pewo with it. He made 1 out of 2. Toya Koya to Pewo in the corner to D'Angelo. He'll try a three-pointer. Defender's in his face, no good. Talkifer shovels it over to Hainta, who shovels it to Torikoy, and he's fouled from behind by Rivera to save 2. And Torikoy will be at the line. Tyler's got 14 points on the night.
Yeah, he's 9 out of 10 free throws.
You know, that's a good quality for a post player to play because he's going to pick up a lot of fouls as a general rule.
He is, and he shoots the
You can't play hack-a-shack with him, I'll tell you, as he makes them both. 16 points for Tyler. He leads the Wildcats in scoring. Suarez bounce pass to Rivera. There's a scrum, and it's going to be a tie-up. And the ball will go over to the Wildcats. The game had a good flow to it until about midway through the third, and it's kind of a lot of stoppages all of a sudden. And now they're going to have a discussion on whose ball it is. Now they're going to say it belongs to Carnegie. Stay tuned, folks. After the boys contest, they will announce the all-tournament team. We'll have that for you on the air. So have an interest in that kind of thing. There's a steal by Kaysenmeyer. Dribbles all the way down, lost it along the baseline. He retrieves it over to Suarez. His three-pointer won't go. Piwo high for the rebound. Into the front court. Hainta goes around McLemore, scoop shot, spins it off the glass for 2. That's good English on that one.
He did a good job to get it around Kaysen. Kaysen had good position on defense.
62-41 our score. McLemore into the paint, kicks it over to Kaysen. Myers is wide open. Wide open that time off the assist from McLemore. Here's D'Angelo. He'll try a three-pointer. No good. McLemore with a rebound. Lets the defense go by. Now he'll walk it up the floor with 5 minutes to play in the contest. Behind the back dribble into the paint. Kicks it off to Reinhardt. Left wing 3 on the way. Reinhardt putting on a spectacular shooting show. How many is that for Ryan tonight?
21.
21 for Ryan. All on three-pointers, I suppose. Not sure if he's made it.
He's 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Isn't that something? That's impressive.
That'll win you some ball games.
D'Angelo, right wing 3, rims out. Suarez high for the rebound. Outlet to Kaysenmeyer. Here's Hart over here, licking his chops for another shot. I would be.
Well, his hands are smoking. You ought to be able to see him.
He has it in the baseline. Lets the defender go by. Pull-up jumper won't go. He's too close.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Carnegie's got 5 subs fixing to come in the ball game, and I think he's saying, I understand.
Yeah. In for the Wildcats will be Jeremy Pena, Austin Willis, Kate Adkins, Tim Lewis, and Levi Nix for the Wildcats. Young men getting in to play the last 4 minutes of the county tournament. Having trouble getting them to open. Nix has it. Austin Willis. Turnaround shot on McLemore is good. Good move by Austin Willis. Austin's just a freshman. Big, tall young man.
And here comes Cyril's reserves.
Ryan Hart going against Tim Lewis. Between the legs dribble. Cross-court pass to Suarez. Has 5 substitutions, Kim mentioned, at the score table now, just waiting for a stoppage. 3:25 to play. Maybe somebody will do something to stop the clock. McLemore drives all the way in. Layup no good. Rebound Carnegie. Over to Tim Lewis. Suarez harassing him. To Levi Nix down in the corner to Austin Willis. 3 minutes. Bounce pass through the lane. Ball shot blocked. As Adkins had his shot blocked from behind by Rivera. McLemore crossover dribble all the way down, layup good. That time he got in. Now the official is going to stop his play and let the Surreal substitutions come in as the Surreal team gets a nice ovation from the Surreal faithful, and rightly so. In for the Pirates is Clay McClure, Hunter Abeda, Let's see, number 15 is Micah Smith. Number 3 is Cade Penley. And number 12, Eli Barger back in. They're playing in that 2-1-2 zone. Austin Willis has along the baseline. 2:38 to play in the contest. It's been all Carnegie tonight. All Surreal. That's a terrible mistake. Surreal is really 2:24 to play. Austin Willis along the baseline. Shot in the corner by Lewis is blocked by Clay McClure on good defense. And Carnegie will inbound the ball with 2:14 to play. Jeremy Pena inbounds to Lewis. Back to Pena. Bounce pass to Austin Willis. Triple team. Three-pointer on the way. Good by Jeremy Pena, sophomore guard from the Wildcats, and he drains the long three.
Probably heard the fans. They're great supporters. They cheer these players on.
Absolutely. A lot to cheer about on that shot for the young man. Now Carnegie, or Surreal on the attack. That's Hunter Abeda. Out front to Clay McClure. Left side, Eli Barger. Picks up his dribble. Passes out front to Micah Smith. Here he comes, racing through the floor. Ball tipped away, controlled by Carnegie. Jeremy Pena with it with 1:26 to play. Over to Tim Lewis. He'll dribble out front. Passes over to Pena. 1:16 to play.
And the guys standing at the scores table wanting to come in aren't wanting to see me.
That's right.
Well, thank you for the foul.
Yeah. As Micah Smith obliged, that's right. And in for Carnegie will be number 22. That's Vade Buster. And in for Surreal is Alex Erie for the Pirates. Austin Willis with a nice move, lays it in. Good move by Austin Willis, went around Clay McClure and laid it in. Minute to play, 70-48 our score. Micah Smith into the paint. It's over to Alex Erie. Way out front to Hunter Abeda. There's a jump shot from 18 feet away by Clay McClure, and he drains it. Clay's just a freshman as well. I'm going to tell you, Surreal's going to be good for a while. Got some good young players. And here comes player in off the bench for the Pirates that everyone's cheering for. And there's going to be a whistle and a foul on Hunter Abeda.
Who scored then?
What's that?
Who scored the last one on Carnegie?
Austin Willis, I believe. Checking in for Carnegie will be number 23, Austin Sampier, and number
00, Christian
Patterson in for the Pirates, number 00.
He's a fan favorite.
Certainly is.
Last night, or night before last.
Lewis at the line for the Wildcats. Shot no good. 23 seconds to go. Shot no good by Austin Sampier. No good. And the ball is taken away by the Pirates. Loose on the floor. And it's picked up by Micah Smith, and he'll bring it into the front court. Trying shot no good. Deflected. And there's 1.7 seconds to play. And there's a foul on Carnegie, I believe. And let's see. They say it was on the shot, and I believe they're going to let's see, who's going to shoot the free throws. Well, I guess the foul is going to be on Surreal, so we'll walk to the other end. I don't know what the call was necessarily. They called it on Noah Mitchell, number 25. And we'll walk to the other end, and Austin Sampier will shoot the 1-and-1 for the Wildcats. So
Austin Sampier.
hopefully Austin can knock these free throws in. Sophomore for the Wildcats, and the first free throw is good. Good shot by Austin. He'll have one more. 1.7 seconds to play in the boys championship final. And the Surreal Pirates They played awfully well tonight. Free throw, no good. Loose on the floor, and that will do it. Well, they didn't start the clock. 1.7 seconds, so they'll still have another possession. And whose ball is it going to be? Carnegie's ball. And inbounding will be Levi Nix. And he throws it in. Shot on the way, no good. And that will do it. The Surreal Pirates, awfully impressive tonight as they defeat the Carnegie Wildcats 72-49 in what was a very, very impressive performance tonight. I'd like to take this Olive Branch for sponsoring the post-game report today as the teams shake hands with one another. Is dominating performance, Kim.
It was very impressive. I mean, the first half when they came out, shot the three ball like they did, you thought, well, they can't keep that up, and they just kept doing it and kept doing it. And they had a 21-point lead at halftime, and then had a 24-point lead after the third quarter, and they kind of coasted in from there. Great performance, great shooting performance for Surreal. Very impressive.
At the center line, athletic director of Anadarko High School, Mr. Kent Jackson, now will present the hardware. A runner-up trophy to the Carnegie Wildcats as Joey D'Angelo comes out to accept the honor. Congratulations to Carnegie. Good week of basketball, and they'll place runner-up in this year's tournament. And the Caddo County Championship Trophy awarded to the Surreal Pirates as Mr. Patterson comes out to accept the plaque and holds it high, and all of the Surreal faithful are cheering rightly so for that. Excellent job by both teams tonight. Surreal just got the better of them. Now we will have the all-tournament team presentation. We'll try to get those for you. First for the girls, Hinton Keeley Barrett.
Also presenting the
CK Energy
from CK
Incorporated has all tournament team trophies to present to the Energy is out assisting with the presentations with Mr. Jackson. That's who was that one? From
Kennedy Keystone.
Okay.
That
was Keeley Barrett. Okay, Keeley Barrett. All right. The next one is Keegan McCrae from Apache. And they present her award.
From Bingeroni, Lane Smith.
From Bingeroni, Lane Smith, making the all-tournament team as she makes her way out to receive her medal.
From Mountain View Godibo,
Amariah Bohannon from Mountain View Godibo.
Great point guard for Mountain View Godibo.
Did a nice job, she certainly did.
I think we remarked when doing the game, it almost never goes a possession without her catching it.
Yeah, she didn't have, I don't know, we didn't track her turnovers, but she had very few, I'm going to tell you. Raleigh Redacey from Lokiba Sickles, the next recipient. She's an outstanding little guard, too, does a lot of good things.
Laren Garrison.
And also from Lokiba Sickles, Laren Garrison, leading scorer for the Lady Panthers. Good outside shooter.
Yeah, she had a really good tournament.
Yep.
From Surreal, Sydney Johnson.
And from Surreal, Sydney Johnson, who was good outside shooter also for the Lady Pirates. Had an outstanding tournament for the fourth year in a row. She's an outstanding player.
From Fort Cobb Broxton,
And
Mariah Gonzalez.
Fort Cobb Broxton, Mariah Gonzalez. Did an outstanding job off the bench for the Lady Mustangs.
Yes, she did.
Both ends of the floor.
And your 2019
And the
MVP from Fort Cobb
Broxton,
Addison Wilson.
Addison Wilson. Congratulations to Addison Wilson as she's named the MVP of the Caddo County Tournament. Nice honor. That'd be a pretty good team to have right there, Kim.
They could beat some people.
They really could.
I wouldn't mind coaching them. I just sit on the bench and be quiet.
Yeah. So congratulations to all those young ladies. Your all-tournament team 2019. And now, after they take some pictures, we'll have the boys team honored, as all the young ladies are here. And Tricia Pierce from the Caddo Technology Center, along with some other folks over there I see, taking their picture. We're probably right in it. That's probably not a good thing. We're photo bombing.
Yeah, there you go.
Better smile. A lot of photographers here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them taking pictures. And
many little basketballs that are engraved in one section of it that they get for being on the all-tournament team.
And now the boys team.
From Cement,
And
Jacob Moore.
Cement, Jacob Moore.
Boy, he put on a show a couple of games ago.
He really did. He
Very
played hard.
athletic.
Yeah, certainly is.
Apache, Duncan McCray.
From Apache, Duncan McCray. All-tournament team selection. Had a great game today.
Good three-point shooter.
From Lakita Sickles, Fabian Orozco.
And Fabian Orozco from Lokita Sickles, who really played well this tournament today, especially today.
From Bingeroni, Gabe Watkins.
And Gabe Watkins from Bingeroni. Power forward for the Bobcats. Doesn't look like too many of them. Well, here he comes. Gabe is here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching him play. I remarked how he rated holding his hands high, not fouling. For Fort Cobb Broxton, who did he say? Kyler Denton. Yeah, okay. Kyler Denton from Fort Cobb. Good outside shooter. And from Fort Cobb Broxton, Kellen Hines making the team. As he had 20, what do you have, 27 points today, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
From Carnegie,
And from
Tyler Toyakoya.
Carnegie, post player Tyler Toyakoya gets a big hand from the Carnegie faithful. And
From Carnegie,
another one for the Wildcats. Played well all week. Gets a nice hand from the home Carnegie fans here.
from Surreal, Jacoby Casey.
And from Surreal, Jacoby Casemar. Shot the ball awfully well last night.
And the 2019
And the MVP,
Tournament MVP, Kason McLemore.
Jason McLemore, is the tournament MVP. And Kason will come out to accept the award. And that's another pretty good team there, Kim.
Yeah, sure is. I like that one too.
So congratulations.
To watch. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Congratulations to all those young men. They get a nice hand from the Surreal faithful and the Carnegie fans who are here. Well deserved. All right, let's turn it over to Kim Crowell for the statistical wrap-up of this boys' championship game. Kim?
All right, thanks. Now let's look at Carnegie Wildcat scoring. Joey D'Angelo, 11 points, 4 for 15. Three-pointers, he was 3 of 14. Gerald Tockefer had 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Jeremy Pena with 3 points. Austin Sampler with the free throw. Tristan Hayna had 8 points. Tristan was 4 out of 7 from the field. Austin Willis had 4 points, and Tyler Toyakoya with 16. He was 2 of 8 from the field, but 11 of 12 from the free throw line, plus a three-pointer. Carnegie shot 33% from the floor, 16 out of 49. And I'll tell you the difference here. Both teams put up 49 shots. Carnegie made 16, Surreal made 27.
Wow.
Percent. Free throws 12 out of 16. 75% and just 7 personal fouls for the game. For the victorious Surreal Pirates, Jacoby Casemar had 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting, 2 of 2 three-pointers. Clay McClure had 2 points. Jose Rivera with 8. He was 3 of 4 from the field. Albert Suarez had 18, 6 out of 12 from the field, 5 out of 9 on three-pointers. Ryan Hart had 21 points, 7 of 11. Missed a two-pointer, 7 of 10 three-pointers.
That's quite a show he put on.
It was. Kason McLemore had 13. He was 6 out of 14 shooting. Surreal shot 55% for the game, 27 out of 49 as we mentioned. 2-pointers they were 13 out of 26 for 50%, but 3-pointers 14 out of 23 for 61%. Free throws 4 out of 8, 50%, and personal fouls they had 14. So it was a good performance by Surreal. Great 3-point shooting. Had a great first half and third quarter, and then kind of held on after that. But they're the county champions. They win it 72-49. Don, it was fun working with you and Dustin this week. Always a great week. We enjoyed it. Enjoy all the help we get, and I'm sure you'll go through some of those things.
Absolutely. Thanks a bunch, Kim. We appreciate your great reporting all week, your color commentary, and your statistical. I know that's a lot of. You got to pay attention the entire time. There's no minutes off, and he's been here since about 8:30 this morning. So great work by Mr. Kroll. We always enjoy coming here every year, and we certainly want to thank CK Energy for sponsoring us this week. Very, very much appreciative of those folks. So I know there's a lot of set at home and take in all the games, and we appreciate CK Energy. Also, I'd like to thank Caddo Technology for it's the 14th year they've webcasted the event, and it just keeps growing. A lot of viewers here in the championship games tonight, as we notice online, and appreciate all those folks for doing that. And we'd especially like to thank you fans at home for listening to the radio and listening on the internet and watching. And thanks for all the hospitality here from Anadarko High School.
Yeah, they've been wonderful.
Took very good care of us all week. And we look forward to coming back here again next year. It's always a lot of fun. We want to thank once again Chris back at the station, keeping us on the air all this week, and he's put in a lot of hours. We appreciate him. Thanks to J.R. Oswald, Deanne Sage, Scott Wright, Tricia Pierce, all the Votech folks over here keeping us on the air. Kim, I had a great time. I appreciate working with you. It's been a lot of fun.
It was fun. Yeah, great tournament.
Hopefully we can do it again next year. Folks, for Kim Kroll and Dustin Tackett, I'm Don Tyson saying good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks, man.